The college basketball experience preview and picks episode for Thursday, February 6th. The Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up, and when you do, sign up with that promo code TCESGPN. You get a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Yes, earn up to $750 per month on your sports gambling transactions. Go to edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. And last but not least, we're brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data-driven picks and props. Get your 7-day free trial period today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college basketball experience preview and picks for Thursday, February 6th. YouTube.com/the college experience. The key word going into Thursday, discipline, because these Thursdays have kicked my ass over the past month, but winning night tonight yet again. I'm feeling good about myself here. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I want this pilot. It's a matter of national security.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hit a parlay, lost a parlay, hit a money line. It was a great night and had a winning record in his ATS. But the roller coaster was going. It was. I know you were at the game, but here watching 300 games at once with an ST at the end. That's the way I say it. At once, right? And it was wild. Wife, son, dogs, cats bother me. I'm saying no. Right now, come on, I gotta watch the final 30 seconds of this ball game. I am joined by my co-host. He is the host of the Ryan and Rush Show. And make sure you check out the pregame show. He had boots on the ground tonight, though. But there's a pregame show for the college basketball experience each and every night. Give it up for former video coordinator for Hall of Fame, Coach Bob Huggins and Frank Martin, Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Moneyline Mac. How are you, brother?
Doing good. Yeah, I had a heck of a night, 22-14, and caught a really good game in the Big South. So let's talk about it.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
Oh, yeah. A lot of games, a lot of fun. And, you know, one of the key things, I think more tonight maybe than any other night for every single game, not every one that we bet on, but for every single game, the line movement is key. Like, I mean, I made the slides yesterday, and I know I made the slides a little earlier yesterday than most days, but there was a lot of differences. I remember, towards the end of the slate yesterday, I feel like, a lot of those numbers had moved. I just strongly recommend, if you feel that confident, try to be super early to the window. And if not, in certain situations, waiting. Now, I will say it burned me the other day. I forget what game you got. You actually hit the game. I think it was like a SoCon game where you hit the 2.5 and I had the 3.5.
Goes both ways.
Yeah. But speaking of SoCon action, this is one where it matters what number you got. Because East Tennessee State won by 7. When I made the slide last night, it was 7.5. When we did the show, I believe it was at 6.5. And it bounced all around from there. It was at 6, 7. I hit this. This was part of the parlay that cashed, but I definitely have a DM or two saying, "What the fuck?" Your thoughts on this one? I don't know if you bet this. I don't know what you got it at. What'd you do
did.
here?
I got 6.5.
Yeah.
So the other thing to your point about the line move, get multiple books. I mean, they're a half point off all the time. So shop around, as we like to say. For me, though, there was only 1 or 2 books available because it was a Virginia school and they had a 6.5. So that was nice. So yeah, started off, had it on in the car while I was driving.
Buddy, that's intense, and I apologize to anyone that got the 7.5. But I mean, we did note this last night on the show. But it fell right on that number. That's a theme, though. Some of the games I did not bet on this show. This played a role tonight. I say this might have been one of the. It's probably a Saturday slate. I'm forgetting, but a lot of the numbers mattered tonight. I flew solo on this next one. And they should have won this outright. They should have fucking run it outright. But ooey pooey. Plus the points. They lose by 4 in overtime. Gosh. I mean, I didn't bet the money line, but it'd just be good shit talking ability. Had that hit on the money line. I don't think you bet this game, right?
No, I stayed away. Yeah. But I'm score watching. They felt like they were the better team for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I should have bet this one. I think I told the world that I was considering it, but I didn't. Holy Cross covered the number against Army. I knew this number was too big as Army wins 68-65. God damn it, man. I should have bet this. I just got to trust my instinct. Your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, another one where I thought Army got out to a big lead in this one, if I'm mistaken. So I did not get eyes on a majority of the games. I obviously have my laptop when I go to these games, and I could throw in 1 or 2 games, but I don't have God's eye when I'm at a ball game. So yeah, it's more score watching for me. Good win for Army again. Rucker was back. They are now 7-4 in the Patriot. That is as good as I can ever remember them.
It's just that Navy game that just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But
the national TV game.
Yeah. It's like, and then I dove into the stink on this one. Of course, the stink was inaccurate. Vegas should be investigated. They really should be investigated. How the hell would you know that this was the game? Northern Kentucky beats Cleveland State by 10. This is the frustrating part of gambling. Like I just knew this was going to burn. I knew. I just knew. I was like,
the line move
yeah,
is crazy. Do I go?
I just knew. Yeah. I just knew. I was just pissing away money, but I was like, you know, you got it. Like you plug in your numbers to whatever algorithm you use or whatever you however you come up with your numbers. You look at other people's numbers. You look at the cocktail napkins numbers, and you're just like. And you've watched the games.
Yeah.
That's another thing is like you've watched more college basketball than almost, I would say, than 99.9% of the planet. And yeah. And Vegas throws out that number. And of course, Northern Kentucky win. I want this game investigated. We got a bunch of schools that are, you know, why is that number so short? And then why does Northern Kentucky win by 10? I want it investigated. Your thoughts?
I want to battle because of the napkin.
I get it. Like you were logical. You were very logical. There's sometimes I do that where I'm like, no, they're telling you.
Yeah. When Noah came in and said the number should be like 7 or 8, I was like, I know it should be 7 or 8. That's what we just got done saying, but they're saying that they're going to win this game for whatever reason, whether Cleveland State is just overachieved. I don't know. I mean, Northern Kentucky is a weird team. Their associate head coach that runs that zone defense is now at Utah State for Calhoun, and that's why they run that zone. So maybe they're going to be a late bloomer, but they've been dog shit so far this year. But hey, the Norse rock on for me tonight at least.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, you were on the right side. I probably, sometimes I do it. Sometimes I don't. Someone asked me this a couple weeks back. Why do I automatically fade the number sometimes? And sometimes I do. I can't give you a good answer. I don't have it's just feel. Cause a lot of times in games where they stink, I do take the other side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's honestly, I don't have a good answer for you besides I'm just a fucking idiot. And sometimes I'm just like, dude, I watched this Cleveland State team. I know that you could say they're due, but I don't think Northern Kentucky's any good this year.
Yep.
I don't know. I wish I had a better answer. How about you?
I think it's just Vegas is played more into the regression more than they used to probably in the past. In the past, this would have been Cleveland State -5 or 6. But then this one was, I mean, this one flipped.
Yeah.
Kentucky was fucking favored by the time it tipped.
Well, Christopher in the chat, don't ask questions, just take the free money. It's literally telling you. There's plenty of ones where they tell you that and you get burned by it.
Yeah.
We've taken a bunch all year. It's not that easy because they purposely and another thing is, as you know,
last night, everybody said BYU. They're telling you BYU is going to drill Arizona, and it goes both ways.
Oh, dude. So our guy, I can't throw his name out there. So I host the FCS college football show. It is hard to get FCS lines early because normally the lines come out Friday. The games start Saturday morning Pacific. And so for our show to be somewhat successful, we're like, wait, okay. We were sponsored by a couple different books over the years. And we made friends with some of the odds makers. And I was like, can I get your sheets so I can talk about these fucking games a couple days early? So they plug me in to their base, like that how they come up with the numbers essentially for FCS. And I can assure you some of those ones, they purposely put out a bad number on purpose. Like on purpose. Like it's like I see it highlighted and I'm sitting there like, how the fuck did they get this number? Right. And then sure enough, they lose their ass on that, or they're right on it. So I don't understand how they come up with it or what makes that a deciding factor, but I can tell you when you look behind the boards, they know it. They have it circled and highlighted on I mean, for FCS at least. It's pretty fascinating though. Like just watching it.
And one system I've always used is I do check the KenPom numbers. If I see the book goes 3 points off from what KenPom says for whatever reason, I know every fucking swinging donkey nerd with their spreadsheets is like, oh my God, 3 points of value on the fucking KenPom. And I'm like, why are they putting the line 3 points off? They're not the Vegas odds people know fucking KenPom's numbers. They have a KenPom login. It's $24 a year. So they have those numbers, and then you start evaluating. I mean, it's like you said, you evaluate everything: the situation, history, travel, coaches, how many they've lost in a row, one in a row.
Yeah, and your eyes, I think, are your biggest to me. I mean, I know it failed me tonight. It failed me tonight, but I'm just saying, like, to me, I'm like, no, fuck this. You know, like I got to go in on it because I'm not consistent. I don't just fade all the stinky lines or dive into the stink on all the stinky lines. So yeah. Anyway,
there's no one all be all is what we're trying to say. There's no perfect way to skin the cat.
I can tell you though, you know, the FCS show that I do, they purposely have some shitty lines out there. Like I see behind the scenes where they have, like a perfect example would be this. When Deion was at Jackson State, they were way more talented than everybody else. They would purposely hang a low number occasionally, right? Occasionally, you're like, I don't know how the fuck they're coming up with this number because Prairie View is fucking terrible, right? Yeah. And you're sitting there like, I don't understand how they have this at 17. It's almost like they're just like, okay, you know, if they're hip enough to jump it on it, we lose our ass on this, or I don't know. I truly don't know why they would set that number, but they have it highlighted because I'm watching the lines. And all the other fucking lines are not highlighted. And then another stinky game comes up and it's highlighted. And guess what? That one happens to hit like the Cleveland State Northern Kentucky one tonight. And you're like, these motherfuckers, they're fucking with us. Right.
Yeah. Well, in college football, for example, Washington 2 years ago and then BYU this year, where they just kept doubling down. This team is fraudulent. And they kept getting burned. But then finally they did catch up a little bit. And Kansas was a 3-6 team and they were only getting 2.5 points at BYU. Like eventually it caught up, and it's like, it's not always going to hit the fucking stinky line, but they're going to keep doubling and tripling down if they think a team's overvalued or undervalued.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wish I could pigeonhole it better than that, but I can tell you, at least with the FCS, and FCS lines move fucking crazy, by the way. Like I'll do like a show on Wednesday night when I get the number, sometimes Thursday, and they can be like a 10-point difference without injuries by Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Fucking like it more than any sport I've ever seen is the FCS numbers. But anyway, shout out to you winning that lock battle. And then, man, I thought about pulling the trigger on Oregon, Michigan. Vlad Golden with the big hook shot to basically solidify the win. Michigan 80, Oregon 76. The Ducks cover. I should have bet this. I felt all right about it. Did you bet this? You didn't bet this, right?
I bet Michigan. I thought Michigan had not played well in forever, and they were going to come back home and open it up. And what were they up? They're up 15 with 12 to go. They cannot deliver a knockout punch recently. They keep going up like 10 to 12, and then they let the teams back in. That Penn State comes to mind, and good thing Bieniek's not here. We'd get a fucking dialogue on how bad Michigan.
Fire them. Dusty May sucks.
They're 17-5 and 9-2 in the Big
I hope
10.
he gets a rash on his dick. You know what I mean? Like
they're tied for first fucking place in the Big 10, and he'd be like, I don't think we're that good.
He's taking the Indiana job, right?
Fucking 17-5, 9-2 in the Big 10.
Yeah. Southern Miss. I didn't bet this, but they covered. Dude, my picks were fire tonight. The ones that I didn't even bet were fire tonight. Well, App State only wins by 2. The Sun Belt is just insane. The Sun Belt is. I'm telling you, we need a bottle of whiskey for this tournament. They can try to do all the bye weeks you want. That shit is not going chalk. I guarantee you that.
Underdogs. I'm taking all underdogs every game.
Folks, if you have not seen the Sun Belt bracket for this upcoming season, they put their top 2 seeds like 5 rounds in, right? I don't have it in front of me, but it's like 4 or 5 rounds in, and it's still gonna fuck up. Like you can try to do all you want to protect your name brands or your better teams. I guarantee you it doesn't go chalk.
We're just gonna take every fucking money line dog. I guarantee we win at the end of the tournament. It's gonna be like a 11 seed versus 10 seed in the championship. Here you go, Georgia State versus Georgia Southern.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, I'm with Rob. I think that bracket's the dumbest fucking bracket. I hate it personally, but anyway, WCC2 is terrible as well. Next up, we had, I picked it correctly. You bet this. I had discipline, but I guess I had bad discipline here because it would have cashed. Butler, 84, Seton Hall 54. Seton Hall is approaching Miami Hurricane level, in my opinion. 30-point loss at home to Butler.
Butler's gonna get hot down the stretch. Butler's gonna be that bullshit ass team that covers every game in February.
You want a decent long shot in the Big East tournament?
Butler.
Because
They've
been in all these games. I mean, not the one tonight. I mean, they blew out Seton Hall tonight, but I'm just saying, like, go back and watch the game at UConn. Go back and watch. Like, they have been like all in a lot of those games until like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they fall apart. But
Butler, K-State, Arkansas, like these teams that we go, I'm never betting them again. They're going to be fucking fire in February. It always happens every year where it's like, this team is better than their record. How the fuck do they keep losing and not covering? And it's finally going to come around here. Maybe Cincinnati joins that club. Xavier Rob's talking about.
Yeah.
Every time I watch the Johnnies and I see Kadari Richmond lighting it up, I'm like, man, I feel bad for Seton Hall.
It does suck. I mean, I can tell you this, like
That's their player.
This is where the people talk about the portal being horrible.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like ECU, we watched Tristan Newton go to UConn, and we watched, football. Some of our best football players have hit the portal over the past couple of years. It does suck, but
yeah,
it's a two-way street, though. Like you take some of the teams that made this college football playoffs or the NCAA tournament last year that had a run. They were able, to get some guys in the portal. I'm talking the mid majors too. Like some of the mid majors that went to the Sweet 16 or round of 32. They had a bunch of guys that are portal guys, so it goes both ways. But it does suck. It does suck to a certain extent. Like I wonder. I try to ask myself if I was a child today, because I can remember certain teams that I just fell in love with, and I talk about UNLV in '90. They wouldn't have had the money to pay all of them if it was free market. Anderson Hunt probably would have left and went, somewhere else, or Stacey Augmon or whoever. And I'm like, that does suck. There is a certain element lost in that. However, UNLV was beating those teams by 100 fucking points. Those they're playing like Cal State Bakersfield and winning by like 100 points. So the games are much more competitive in today's day and age than then. But it does suck from a fandom point of view, I think, to a certain extent. Would you agree?
Well, yeah, especially when Patino gives Shaheen credit in the post game last night. I'm like, oh, that's just a dagger to Seton Hall fans. Are like, fuck you, Patino. That's our fucking player, you prick.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but I still think the sport is better now with that freedom. Like the fact that Santa Barbara or Santa Clara can say, man, we just don't have a rebounder. You know what? And that's the thing that's keeping us from being a 22-win team. We can go get a rebounder from Detroit Mercy or wherever. You know what I mean? Like I still think like having that option, every team having that capability makes today's day and age more competitive than it did prior.
Yeah, it's turned some new blue bloods into potential future blue bloods.
Yeah.
Like blue blood doesn't really mean shit anymore, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Butler looking good. And then Georgia Southern. Whew.
They suck.
Glad you talked me into not betting this one, as they won 83-82 against Louisiana. You say they suck. They could definitely win the Sun Belt. But
no doubt.
Picked that game incorrectly. Did not bet that, but we did double lock Winthrop with the dominating 18-point win at Charleston Southern. Yeah, Ryan, I'll argue with that, man. Like NIL is ruining college basketball, like player empowerment ruining the NBA. I'd see, because I really think unless you were watching college basketball in the 1950s with Bob Cousy and a straight ass dribble, like you were only like every blue blood was paying players via the shoe company. I would encourage you to dive deeper and look at that, because like, why was that okay then, but it's not okay now? I don't understand the logic on thinking that, because back then Duke could just load up their rosters, but now Kansas State or Oral Roberts can actually fucking pay a player if they want to. I think the market is better now than today. I get your point that you're paid. They have power to say fuck you, like what Miami's doing. But that was always the case before. You don't think? What you didn't think they were going to show up with their money? Like Zion Williamson at Duke was going to get paid regardless. You know what I mean? Like he could have been like assholes to him. He didn't, as far as I know. Like I'm curious your thoughts on this, Mac.
I like Rob's take. I think we should implement this, because I think it is going a little bit too far with the multiple transfers, the Musa Cisse's of the world, that there's absolutely no structure. But yeah, I mean, you should be able to transfer. But if Kansas plucks like a South Dakota State guy, they should have to pay South Dakota State like we do for the coaches. I would like to see that, because then you're giving back to the mid-majors that did all the work up front to develop that player another year or two and to then contribute to that Power 5 school. So I do like that, because everybody always wants to compare it to the coaches. Well, then I think the teams that are paying for the players should have to pay the old team as well.
Yeah, no, I'm completely with you.
That'd be great.
I just think that's wishing and a hope. It
won't happen, but
that's what I'm saying. Like I get it. In a perfect world, I think that's a great idea. But the problem is if you ever got to that level, Kansas would just say, South Dakota State, you're not on our level. You're playing D2. You're playing whatever the second tier is. And guess what? You don't have to abide by our rules. You know what I mean? They would. Trust me, they would, because South Dakota State's not moving the fucking needle for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or like what they did with Shaka, or any VCU coach that leaves, put it in the contract that if you steal one of their players, you have to play a fucking road game at their place. So Kansas,
that would be awesome.
Zeke Mayo,
that would be awesome.
Play in fucking Sioux Falls or wherever, wherever in South Dakota. You got to play a road game. That would be pretty cool.
Replay Real is completely right, by the way. It is the coach's fault from years ago. I still think it's some of it. Replay Real is our parenting, like as a nation, as a society in the world. I guess I don't know, because it's bigger than America, but I do agree. And anytime you do all that shit, which you're not doing the best interest for. What you're supposed to be playing college basketball for is, like, you're supposed to be improving these people and getting them prepared to be successful in life. And for a long time, there were asshole coaches that didn't in football and basketball. And of course, over years of buildup, over decades of buildup, that pendulum, when that thing swings, it's going to swing up, a much bigger distance than it should.
Yep.
Because of that. But I still think some of this is also parenting. Like, it matters. A lot of things matter. Like, economically, what are your parents making? You can't blame a kid if their parents are making nothing, or they don't even know their dad and their mom's fucking working, 38 hours a week at Walmart because they won't give her the 40. I have no idea, but I'm just saying, like, I know, like, my dad would tell me. I know for sure my dad would tell me, if I was a good enough basketball player, which I certainly was not, he'd be like, you committed here, you ride it out. You know what I mean? Like, I know for sure. I know for sure my dad would tell me that. I would bet the house on that. But my dad also was in a spot where I didn't need to, I never had the thing of, hey, am I going to have a meal on the fucking table tonight? I never had to worry about that. You know what I mean? So, I think it just matters scenario, but, yeah, I think it's some of both. The fuck we talking about? Back to, hey, another double lock that smashed first besides Winthrop, Georgia State. There we go. I love how we talked ourselves into this lock last night. Yeah, you know what? We should take them. 97-64. They beat ULM by 33 points.
We're not betting any games. Hey, you want to bet Georgia State? No Sunbelt games. Oh yeah, Georgia State.
Oh yeah.
It up.
Oh yeah.
6.5. They're terrible in laying 6.5. They won by how much did they win by in the end? 30?
Yeah, 33.
Good God, Monroe. I mean, how is that even possible to lose to Georgia State by 33 points?
Yeah. I mean, talk about this. That's just classic Sunbelt. They beat the 1 seed or the 2 seed twice in a 72-hour window in the past 10 days. But
it lost to Georgia State the next week by 30 fucking 3 points.
Unbelievable. No, Jeff, I'm not saying that my dad wouldn't tell me to get money, but once I committed, I don't think he would tell me to bounce around to 5 different fucking schools. My point would be in high school, he'd probably tell me, let's make the smartest decision financially. But when you commit, you commit. I think that's what I was trying to get across. Yeah, I mean, and one thing I will say also, like Jerry Davis is saying NIL and bullshit is driving the coaches and hurting the brand. The coaches, I'm sorry, I'm on the other side of this, and I'm curious your take. The coaches were fucking overpaid motherfuckers for a long time, and they were dickheads. They were fucking dickheads for a long. I mention this all the time on this show. I remember hearing a story of Bobby Bowden not letting I forget who it was, like a backup running back in the late 80s or 90s wanted to transfer. And he's like, and this is pre-internet. And he's like, yeah, all right, I'll let you I'll let you transfer, but it's got to be a team. It was like his senior year, and he'd been in the running back room was like disgusting. All the players went to the NFL. So he's like, I just want to be able to play and get some shine on me. And he goes, all right, I'll let you transfer, but it's got to be a school on the Pacific Coast. Well, the dude grew up in fucking Florida. How the fuck is he going to know anybody on the Pacific Coast pre-internet? What are you going to do? Pick up you can't even pick up a phone book. You're not going to have San Diego State's fucking address on that. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Just a dickhead move. And I've heard the same for Bob Knight. I've heard the same for Bill Snyder. Fuck that, man. I am completely on the other side of that fucking coin. I think they were fucking entitled fucking assholes, and they deserve to me all this shit that's coming down the path. Unfortunately, it's these coaches now that probably didn't do it as much, but still, to me, it's like, okay, at some point that payment is due. Mac, I know you're closer. You were in the industry, so maybe you feel differently, and speak freely on whatever the fuck you feel.
I feel for the assistant coaches that do all the work in the recruiting process. We're developing the relationship, getting to know the families, getting them on campus. I mean, the head coaches don't do shit with the recruiting anyway. So when they leave, I mean, I get that they don't want to turn over the roster every year. I get that. I mean, I hear it. I don't really feel bad for them. I feel bad for the assistant coaches. They're the ones that got to do all the work, and they don't get the paycheck that the head coach gets. So, I mean, I see it from all sides. It is what it is. I think the coaches now that are thriving in this environment are saying, yeah, I don't agree with it, but what is sitting around and complaining about it going to do?
Yeah.
So
you're getting paid especially with football. Maybe with basketball it's different, but you're getting paid ridiculous money. Yeah. It's like, okay, your job got harder. All right. The world changed on you. It happened to a shit ton of people. I went to the grocery store today and there's no one in no humans in the checkout. Guess what? All those people are fucking fired from 20 years ago or whatever. When you got into it, you didn't, change happened. And yeah, I'm not going to lose any sleep on that. And another thing is a lot of times they would get, there's plenty of instances of getting the recruit just because he's best friends with somebody else. So they knew that, this guy is probably going to be deep on our depth chart, right? He's going to be deep on our depth chart. This probably pertains to football more than basketball, but he's best friends with Antonio Langham or some shit, who's a 5-star, right? And you're just like, let's get him. And then the guy, 3 years into it, realizes he's never going to start. And he goes, Coach, I'd love to fucking transfer, man. Alcorn State's promised me a spot. I could start. Yeah, that's not on the Pacific Coastline. Fuck you. It's like, what are we doing, man? Why can't you just be a real fucking human being? Be like, you know what, man? Like, to me, they were evil. When you hear stories like that, that's fucking evil. I don't know. Like they've been doing that shit for a long time too. Of grabbing the best friend of the guy, just so you know. Oh, we have a better shot at landing Simeon Rice or whoever the fuck. You know what I mean?
The coaches that left, they made enough money. I don't feel bad. Like I said, I don't feel bad for the head coaches. I feel bad for the staffs that don't make $2-3 million a year that are trying to
grinding
make
it out.
money.
Yeah.
They're the ones that got to do all the work, and then the head coach is just the face and puts on the shit show. So I mean, it goes both ways.
Yeah. And I don't think the innocence was always there. I think it's better now that you don't have a selected like 15 schools or 20 schools a part of the party. Now, and if that's too much for you, what's great about college athletics is there's D2 and D3, and NAIA. So there's a defense system there. Anyway, you ate shit on this one. This game was fantastic. This game was a fantastic game. JMU 64, Troy 61, and once again the second ranked team in the Sun Belt loses to the 4th ranked. I'm telling you, this is going to be a bonkers. This is going to be a bonkers tournament. JMU kind of led the way, but only by like a bucket or two. I feel like the entire way for the most part. What are your thoughts on this outcome? I know you weren't at this game, but
man, I'm pissed that like this was on this night, because if this was like tomorrow, I would have gotten right back in the car and gone to this game, because these two teams are awesome. These two teams could get to the dance and maybe even flirt with the first round upset. I'm gonna throw this on tomorrow. I'm just looking at the box score right now. JMU had 8-point lead with 9 minutes, and then Troy came back, took the lead with 50 seconds.
It was I watched it, didn't have it on the audio, but I had it on one of the screens, and I felt like JMU was up 2-5 majority of the game.
Two good teams.
Yeah.
That's the best way. The home team found a way to get across the finish line and stay in the hunt, because the leader went down in this league as well tonight.
Yeah.
This league's shit show.
The hospital visit did not treat me well. Had 13.5. Of course, they lose by 15. Robert Morris is a factory. I'd make that bet again tomorrow. I'm okay with this loss. I mean, you're talking one fucking basket.
Yeah.
One fucking basket. I'm okay with it. Bad, didn't work out. Not a bad pick. I would have done. I'll do it again tomorrow. Your thoughts on Bob Morris winning their 17th game?
That's a good story. I mean,
or 16th. I think 16th.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, they have a realistic shot. Robert Morris here, Andy Toole, and his team was hot coming into this year, and they're going to potentially win 20 games. And shout out to Bob Morris, having a good year.
Yeah. Then after that, stayed off this one. Should have listened to you guys. I think you guys double locked Bucknell. They drilled AU 71-49.
Bucknell's good.
Whew. Nice call there. You and Bieniek. Picked this one correctly. Just didn't bet it, but Indiana State drilled Valpo by 18. I think you ate shit on this one, didn't you?
Yeah, Valpo's in. They're kind of fade mode now. Good God.
Yeah, and then Rhode Island was laying 1. Of course, they lose by 1. Fordham on the money line. You called this, I believe, right?
I didn't bet it. I should have. I was like, this one stinks too much.
I want this one investigated too, because so Louisville Boston College was on one of my TVs, and don't get me wrong, Louisville should have won this game 1,000 out of 1,000 times. But what the fuck happened here? It was like an 8-point game with 15 minutes left. I mean, I guess there was so much time on there. You could have won by the amount you did, but it was somewhat competitive for 70% of this game. And then Louisville just, I wasn't paying attention. I look over to the screen and I'm like, holy shit, they're up by 35 points. Yeah, I know you didn't get eyes on this, but bad play by us. I still think though, I mean, like I said, I was for 60% of this, I was happy with the number we got. I was like, oh, I think it's going to hit. And then I don't know what happened in a short amount of time, but there was a massacre in Chestnut Hill. Your thoughts?
Good bounce back for Louisville. I mean, they gave away one the other day, so they're not on the bubble. But I mean, you didn't want to drop one in Boston College after Georgia Tech. That's the beautiful thing about the ACC is you're 2 losses away from being comfortably into a bubble team because this league sucks so bad.
Yeah. BU. Damn it. We should have bet BU 87-65 against Navy. I mean, Navy looks like the worst fucking team now. Like for like a week, Navy looked like a team that could go deep in the Patriot League.
Patriot League is wacky, man.
Look at this. From January 22nd to January 29th, 7 days, Navy beat Boston by 15, Army by 12, Lehigh and these are all road games. Army and Lehigh on the road by 25. And then they lose 3 straight games. It's like, what?
Just look at this league. American leads the way at 8-3. Then you got Bucknell and Army now at 7-4. Then you got Colgate and Boston 6-5. Navy and Loyola 5-6. I mean, this thing is just like we thought it would be. Wide the fuck open.
Yeah, I'm glad you also talked me off of locking up Furman because they almost lost outright. They probably should have lost outright. They beat Western Carolina by 9 in overtime. Nick Anderson went for 30 for them, but man, did not see them struggling with the Cats that much. Presbyterian got revenge on Upstate, won by 11 and covered. We got that game wrong. Didn't bet it, but picked it incorrectly. And then you were at this one, High Point 78, Radford 75. We cash our double lock. Barely. You were at the game. Your thoughts on what happened here, and just overall, how was the experience?
Fun game. I mean, the game kind of went the way I thought it would. 2 top 4 teams in the Big South. High Point is still the best team because they have the most talent. They get the most money in the league. And I was able to catch up with both coaches after the game, Darius and Alan Huss. Huss said he didn't think they played well. But he's just like, I'll never apologize for a road win. And they got Asheville on Saturday now for first place. But they just made enough plays that they've been in these bigger games, winning the league last year, and they found a way to make enough plays. Radford, Darius, they felt like they let an opportunity slip away. They were down 9 midway through the second half, fought all the way back, got it to 2, come out of a timeout and fucking turned it over. They had all the momentum. And then they just gave it away. And then High Point was able to make free throws, and you know the story. But good game, two good teams. High Point's more talented, but Radford's like the more physical team. I'd love to see round 3 next month in Johnson City.
Yeah, and that completes the sweep for High Point. But yes, and then I mean, we took Syracuse plus what was it, 18.5. They lost by 30. He's got to be fired. You can't tell me. I was having this conversation. This is the type of conversations me and my brothers have at the dinner table at my parents' house. But we were just talking about how the fuck is this guy like? Why'd they hire him? Like, had he done enough? Like, look, I have nothing against the guy personally. I just feel like you're Syracuse. You can't be losing each one of these games like this, man. I mean, this is an embarrassment. I know Duke's really good this year. Okay, number 2 in the nation. But this was never even fucking competitive.
Yeah, I just got the cliff notes on this. Didn't Cooper Flag only have like 10 points?
Yeah, I mean,
he played like 20 minutes. Like, how do you get fucking bull rushed and Cooper Flag barely even played?
I just don't get the hire, like he had never, and I understand you want to get one of your own guys, but there's other ones out there that I think had more experience coaching as either a head or as an assistant. And I don't even agree with like, get one of our own guys. I think you should just go hire better basketball coach, the best one you can get. I know I mentioned how many, I think on the other pod, Shire is one that was their guy, and it's working out for Duke right now. This year's his best year.
It helps when you have by far the best roster, but like this other one don't have the best roster, and they're dog shit coach. I
would say 95% of the time that shit doesn't work out. There's a few examples of it working out, but I mean, and the speculation now of like we were debating that he's only in year 2, so like.
I got an easy hire. Hire fucking Mark Schmidt at fucking the Bonaventure.
But look, he's only in year 2, so it's like now you're gonna fuck over one of your own. if you don't give him a third year. But you're kind of at this pivotal time.
There though,
he did in the 90s. Yeah, so it's like by you doing this, you're then it's. I don't understand the upside of these hires. It's like, well, he's one of our own. Yes, but then if he's terrible, you're not gonna want. It's like the Kevin Ollie situation at UConn. You get him hating his school the rest of his fucking life. You don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Like it. That's why I just wouldn't, unless it was like a slam dunk. You know, unless it was an absolute slam dunk, and he'd proven himself as a head coach elsewhere. That's embarrassing, man. 30-point loss at home. What? I mean, I'm looking at their remaining schedule. I mean, they got BC and Miami next. But I think they're going to lose every other game besides that. Maybe they get UVA at the Dome on March 8th. But you're talking about Syracuse winning what? 13 games? I mean, this was a proud program. It was a proud program.
It just cracks you up every time we read through some of these ACC schedules. Like, all right, they got Miami and Florida State and Boston College coming up. Can they get them?
I don't even know if they can though. Like Miami's a way more talented team than Syracuse. I feel like Boston College's culture is this a ridiculous statement? I trust BC's culture more than Syracuse. A little bit this year.
BC at least plays hard. They just suck ass. Terrible.
That was a bad play by us, man. That might have been our worst play of the night. We had a lock battle in Orlando. You won on the Bearcats. Man, I want to watch this game. UCF sucks. Cincinnati, like you told me Cincinnati's going to score 93 points after scoring 50 at home the other night. I would not have bet this game. Good call by you. And odds since he makes the NCAA tournament.
They got a lot of work. But like I keep saying, I've seen them be good with this exact team last year at the end of the year. Now, did they dig themselves too big a hole? We'll see. Maybe they made all their jump shots that they missed for the last month. I mean, 93 points. I mean, they've been struggling to score 50. Where the fuck did 93 come from?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. What the hell is this?
All regression came in one game.
And then I just want to talk about this one for a while. You know, I took Rice last night on this very show.
This game,
dude, I took Rice because this is exactly the game Mike Schwartz loses. Right? I said this on the show last night. Well, I think I said because I'm an ECU guy. I was like ECU wins, but by like 2 or something like that. But I was terrified of this matchup because there's two teams that probably should never play each other. And this is an American game. Rice at ECU. The line was 7.5. Look, I don't say that often. I said you got to take Rice. You got to take Rice. It might have been 8.5. I can't remember. Yeah. But this is the one to me. This is why he should be fired. He should be fired. I wouldn't even give him the chance to win out in the AAC tournament. I'm serious. I wouldn't, because there's a small percentage chance from a talent perspective. Like, to me, I actually think the ECU roster is like a top 4, top 5 talented team in the AAC. So why give him the chance? You're going to put yourself in a spot then like Kevin Keats at NC State, where you're going to have to extend him if he did. Fire him right now.
What if the interim coach does it though?
I'd still rather take, at least that's the unknown. You know, Mike Schwartz is going to, you know what he is at this point. You can't lose to fucking Rice at home by double digits. And I'll be honest, we dressed this up a little bit. This was like a 17, 18 point game. That is a horrible, he should be fired. He would not even be like, all of his access cards would be denied tomorrow when he goes to the gym. Nope. Go see the AD. Pathetic. What a fucking bunch of bums.
Disappointing. Chat's pushing back a lot on Cincinnati. Your question. No, we're not saying they're an NCAA tournament team right now. He said, could they be? Meaning,
yes,
are they?
I said, what are the odds? What are the odds?
Yeah, like Kansas, the Kansas State conversation that we were talking about. Like, can they string together a 5-6 game win streak, get some quad 1 wins, because there's talent there, but for whatever reason, they have sucked so far this year, the first 20 games. So I'm just clarifying with Colby's question.
Yeah, the juice. Yeah, look, you're welcome. I didn't even bet this because I hate going against my team, but I just knew that ECU shouldn't be like Schwartz has such a big history of this. Whenever they're like a 7.5 point favorite, it's normally to like Tulsa or Rice or, man, one of those years it was South Florida was shitty like 5 years ago. Brian Gregory. Honestly, they lose outright. I bet you more times than they actually win in those spots.
The favorite. They're terrible as a favorite.
But that's what I'm saying. He should be fired, dude. I can't help but watch CJ Walker ball out every game.
He's good.
RJ Felton is good, and I'm like the kid they brought in from Temple, Riley. I think is a good basketball player, and to lose games like this is pathetic. It's fucking pathetic. It wasn't even competitive.
Yeah,
like it's one thing if you lose on like a buzzer beater. Rice isn't terrible, but it's like to just get your ass whooped the entire game. Pathetic. Crowd was pathetic too, but that makes sense because guess what? No one at ECU gives a fuck about Rice. Right? I got kicked out a Louisville game. Pitino was the head coach at Louisville. We cared because that was Louisville and that was Pitino. They were ranked, but you just care about teams that are regional. Rice, I guarantee you 98% of the student body does not know where Rice is located. I guarantee you.
Georgia?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, seriously, I really believe you could ask that question on a test. Dude, we hit on this. This game was fucking hilarious, man. We should talk another 20 on this one. George Washington covers the 3.5 as Mason wins 53-50. What if I told you George Washington would have 13 points at halftime? They're in a fucking home game.
And they were down 6.
It was in DC.
They were down 6. I saw that. I was like, yes.
I mean, I don't think people fully grasp. George Washington scored 82 points against Dayton in DC. 82 fucking points. They had 43 points at halftime. To have 13 points at halftime against George Mason. I can't believe we covered.
What was?
I can't believe we covered this game.
What was the score? The first, it was 80-77, but that was a double overtime game. So like,
yeah,
to only be 80-77 and double overtime, like these two teams, and it goes back to they know each other so well that they struggle to score each other. If they play again, we just need to take the under. Unbelievable.
And by the way, Robert, yeah, this is one of the ones I was mentioning too.
Yeah,
this is another one. There was a bunch. I might have actually gone over. I might have gone over some that might have been more in play. I don't think maybe it was the Rhode Island one. But yeah, you could have ate shit on this one as well. Chattanooga drills Wofford. I'm glad I did not ride with you clowns on this one.
Fucking Mocs are rolling, man. They sweep Wofford again. This used to be a rivalry. Well, Chattanooga's been tapping their ass lately.
Oh yeah. I stayed away. Yeah, nice win for the Mocs there. Folks, want to tell you the college basketball experience is part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. And yeah, this Sunday, the Super Bowl is happening. $1,000 winner take all for the finals or for our Super Bowl Squares contest. And yeah, we're giving away $1,000 for the final square. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/squares to sign up today. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/squares. And due to popular demand, if we get 200 entries, we will release another $1,000 free squares pool. So tell your fucking friends about it. If you're in the office, tell old Linda. Stop it with the TPS reports and sign up with this. Then you can go back to those TPS reports. So sportsgamblingpodcast.com/squares. We're also brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Yeah, Super Bowl. What's going on? Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 59. Scoring touchdowns is key to hoisting the Vince Lombardi Trophy. And you have a shot to score big on betting on all of those touchdowns at DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one place to bet touchdowns. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get 200 in bonus bets instantly. So what are you doing, folks? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use that promo code SGP. That's code SGP for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help's available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms of responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. SGPN's proud partner. Rhythm is the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that helps provide bettors of all levels the ability to build custom predictive betting models in seconds. Look, you can copy one of the top-performing models from the leaderboard. I do believe you still can make good cash doing that. But me, I like to build my own model, and then Rhythm will adjust around what I like. They got NFL picks, props. They got college hoops. They got NBA. Rhythm has it all. Claim your free 7-day trial period today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right, we are back. Andrew is correct. Yeah, just, it's like, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. I'm excited for that LaSalle UMass matchup.
It's a real game.
John, I appreciate you. That's what I was funny. One of the more common things you get these days as like if you tell someone you're a comic is the you know what, man? You do the most important thing on this planet right now. Right? You're the breath of I don't like I had the car in the shop. I got the car at the shop. The guy tells me this. It's like, it's my first time ever meeting someone that's done stand up. And he's like, you guys are always paying attention, and because right now you're like the face of freedom, right? Because you guys are just sitting there and you're fighting back. And I'm just sitting there like, no, we're not. We're just drunken idiots. You know what I mean? And he said it was the toughest job. And I was like, I had my dad drive me to get the car. I'm like, no, he actually saved lives. You know what I mean? Just, I just did 12 Jaeger bombs and did a stand-up set at the bowling alley up the street, but what a world to live in, right?
Yeah.
What a world to live in where,
what an idiot! What an idiotic thing,
dude! I swear to God, it's not only me. It's like, I mean, because I don't even like a lot of my buddies and stuff. We get up, we talk or something. My buddy who does he's a writer on Jon Stewart's show, and he's just like, dude, everywhere you go, it's like they're like right now. We didn't see this coming 20 years ago, but it's a common thing right now. So you know what? You guys are doing the Lord's work. Doing one of the hardest jobs right now. You're fighting back. The world's crazy right now, and it's like, no, we're just fucking idiots, man. But anyway,
hilarious.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I love how someone can actually say it with a straight face. I know he was just trying to be kind to me, but I'm just saying, it's like all of LA just burnt down. You're gonna throw out the comedians have the hardest job in the fucking world. It's like you had a dude working like a 97-hour shift, right? Just throwing fire. He's got his whole surroundings on fire. He's just sitting there with this fucking water hose, right? And yeah. Oh, but let me tell you, Lewis Black did a great 45 minutes at UNC Greensboro the other night. And I love Lewis Black. Don't get me wrong.
That's some perspective, you idiot.
Oh man, that's what a world we live in. Old Dominion 75, Texas State 64.
Dude, ODU's having a good year.
What the fuck? We had an insider say, "Hey, I didn't bet this."
Yeah, Paul.
You gotta watch these insiders, huh?
You talked me off it, Paul. Bet ODU too. I stayed away. ODU 7-5 in league play. Mike Jones, let's go.
Yeah, I stayed away too. Loyola Maryland. I would have got this wrong. I picked it incorrectly. Destroyed Lafayette by 13. Shout out to the Greyhounds. And then how about this play? We should have played this on the money line. Should have played this on the fucking money line. Richmond 73, Duquesne 68. Double lock hits. Boom.
Finally.
I mean, it took a while. I feel like we locked up Richmond probably 5 straight games. So I guess we shouldn't brag too much about this. See, I told you, motherfuckers. Hey, Dundee, you're like down $1,000 on Richmond in the past 2 weeks. Oh yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point.
But not tonight. Love Mooney. We love Mooney here,
man. Great play, great win there. I forget what you did in this one. I didn't touch this game, but Northern Iowa wins by 5. I believe the number was 5 or 4.5, 5.5, something like that. Did you bet this?
I didn't. I took Missouri State, landed right on the number.
Then you have UNC Greensboro 76, the Citadel 61. My SoCon parlay cashed. It took every second on the goddamn clock. The VMI Citadel rivalry parlay fade cashed. But man, it was a sweat. It was a sweat. You don't need it.
I want to go to that game so bad on Saturday, but it's right in the middle of the big Saturday slate. But I do want to go to one of these VMI Citadel games one year. Dude,
you should go in football.
Yeah.
And shout out to our guy Kevin, host of FCS Nation radio there. He's a Citadel grad. I mean, this game used to, before they got rid of like the subdivisions, or they put them down at a subdivision at FCS. The Citadel VMI game was like a nationally televised game a lot of years.
It should be. It should be like the noon game, or it should be like the noon game before Army Navy. That'd be great.
They should. I don't understand why we would watch this. I don't understand it.
Have it lead into Army Navy.
Play it on fucking Thanksgiving. I've always said that keep Army Navy where it is, but do Air Force against either Army or Navy and rotate that.
Yeah.
And play that on Thanksgiving. And then you could do the lead up with VMI, the Citadel. Come on. I mean, it's been bad enough we've had to watch the fucking Detroit Lions for 50 fucking years. All right. I mean, they had a good year, Bieniek said. Okay. Still, I remember the years of fucking Eric Kramer for 20 years, right? You're just sitting there like, God, why do they have this guy at quarterback?
It's the Redskins in the playoffs. How good could your year really be? It didn't just lose, got blown the fuck out.
So if I have to watch one more Bob Gagliano starting quarterback spot on Thanksgiving, they didn't even give you the night game back then.
Yeah.
It's like Bob Gagliano. You just knew that name screams zero athleticism.
White.
Just screams like, I don't know how the fuck he made it to the NFL. He should not be able to say that. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Robert Martin, college football previews. The schedule previews will be happening. The actual team previews will not be starting until May. Not until May. I mean, I can't drop all those previews in the middle of college basketball.
It's only 3 months away, man.
Yeah.
It's already February.
It's coming. It's coming. Yeah. The storm is coming. If you don't know, folks, we preview every single college football team out there in the FBS, and we talk FCS too. So basically all Division I college football we have you covered for. Check out the college football experience. Dude, this game was intriguing. Missouri they blew a double-digit second half lead. Tennessee wins by 4. I didn't touch this game. I think you ate shit on this. Your thoughts on this?
I'm super impressed with Missouri again. I mean, I thought bad spot off the unbelievable win. You got Tennessee getting healthy with Ziegler. And how about Tennessee coming all the way back, pushing it to, I think, 15, and then Missouri coming all the way back and almost winning the game outright. Crazy game.
Is Missouri undervalued just because they're in Missouri?
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's on to him now, though.
I'm just saying, like, they're just a forgetful team, football, basketball. Just,
Yeah.
I don't mean any disrespect to our loyal listeners in Missouri. I'm just saying, like, there's times where I'm doing my exercise, for loading up the previews, and I'm like making a spreadsheet, and I always leave off Missouri in the SEC for some reason. Because you just forget about them, and they're a big 8 team, yeah. But also you just kind of forget about them, and you're like, oh shit, they're in the SEC.
Yeah.
Yeah. IPFW drilled right state. Whew.
Big time.
23-point win. Did you bet that?
No, I stayed away.
Lipscomb did not cover against West Georgia. We should have bet this. Lipscomb can't blow anybody out right now.
No.
Yeah. South Alabama. Why did we not take this? They destroyed Coastal Carolina by 25. The stink got us on this one. Back to our original play. The stink got us on this one because if we would have dove into the stink, this one would have cashed. I dove into the wrong stink. All right. I know Patty C's familiar with that. All right. Artie Lang's made a career of it. Your thoughts on South Alabama in this Sun Belt race?
Yeah, South Alabama, weird team, weird fucking team. That's my best way to describe them.
Yeah.
High ceiling, low floor.
Yeah. I mean, unbelievable. And that's not a shot at Artie Lang too. He's a great guy. How about this? I dove in on this, man. I mentioned this. Hopefully you check the picks page. Samford 100, Mercer 79. Boom. Lay that double digits. Samford's good, man.
Oh yeah.
They're the best team in this conference, right?
Them and Chattanooga. Chattanooga's probably right there. Furman was right there. But then, yeah, I would say Samford, then probably Chattanooga, and then Greensboro.
Yeah, I think Samford's the best. Queens destroys Central Arkansas by 16. We should have bet that. North Alabama and Austin P.
They got another dust up.
Really? I didn't catch that.
Dude, they hate each other. They didn't shake hands again.
Fantastic. Glad to see sport is thriving in 2025.
We need to get that rematch or round 3 in March because Pujol and Gibson hate each other right now for whatever reason. I don't know what happened. I know last year Austin P ended North Alabama season and went crazy and kind of North Alabama didn't like the way they celebrated, and they got into it at their place this year, and somebody bumped into the AD. Pujols lost his mind, and they don't like each other. I mean, the Austin P crowd had a "fuck Tony Pujol" sign. Austin P North Alabama was lit tonight.
Fantastic. I gotta put that on. I think I had it on for about 15 minutes, but I didn't have it on. Like I should have put that on for the whole game.
Yeah.
I picked it correctly though. We did battle, dude. You did a fairly good job whooping my ass on the lock battles today, but this one is confusing to me. Who watched this game? I had this on the screen. Illinois State 81, UIC 79. Am I crazy? Or did UIC have a 76-73 lead with like 45 seconds left and lost this game? So, I got my son here. I'm putting him to sleep. I go to the bedroom to make sure he's ready to go to sleep.
They had a 5-point lead with 3 minutes.
I could have swore they had a 3-point lead with like less than a minute. No,
I don't see that. I think it was 2 minutes. But these two teams, I hope we get this rematch or round 3 and what's it called? Arch Madness. God, I can't wait for that tournament. That tournament is going to be awesome.
Always delivers. Yeah, always
those
delivers.
games are on crack. Those games.
Yeah. Shout out to you. Nice cover there. And then we double locked Tulsa. They were down 18 with like 5 minutes left, and I was like, "This is going to get sweaty."
Yeah.
Thank you, Penny, for laying off a little bit. Memphis wins by 12.
Does ever cover a big number?
Not really. UVA.
No, that number was like 5.
True.
I literally don't think that they've covered a double-digit spread the more and more I think about it.
Yeah, it'd have to be someone early on in the season, if so. Yeah. Tulane. I didn't touch this. I believe you laid was it 1.5?
It was 1. I pushed.
Okay.
I did bet on the money.
But they won. L. Ron Hunter, Battlefield Earth, getting that dub. That was a big win just to win that, because UTSA actually is much better this year than last year. I know you look at the record and see 10-11. They passed the fucking eye test way more than the past couple of years.
To your point, I think you said some football a lot. February with first year head coaches, I think you start to see some strides like in November. Like Claunch, I think, is a pretty good coach. He did a good job at Nichols. Then he went to work for Oates for a year. And I think UTSA is chippy.
They passed the eye test. Each time I watch them, I feel like they lose. No, actually, they beat North Texas. But I'm saying the other ones, I feel like I've watched them like, I don't know, like 7 or 8 times since December. And I feel like I'm like, man, they're not bad. They're not that fucking bad, man. Yeah. I think they're on the right track to being decent. TCU took down West Virginia 65-60. You were spot on with this. Why did I not bet this? Why did I? You even gave me, this is like my fade ECU play.
Fucking Jamie.
I should have just parlayed Rice and TCU. Your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, we fucking jumped on them 10-0, and then we always fucking lose at that fight. We've had top 10 teams that I've lost on that fucking court. I've been there when we lost. I mean, for whatever reason, we never play well at TCU. Jamie's a good coach. He won his 500th game tonight. I mean, if only Pitt had a coach like that, I mean, they'd be pretty good still. Oh wait, they ran him off. Yeah, TCU.
Wait, that was his alma mater though, right?
Yeah, but there was friction at the end. There was friction. They said they didn't need him at the end. Now they got Capel. Actually, they got Stallings in between Capel.
Dude, that was a disaster. I mean, I almost feel like it was such a short period of time. He doesn't even like stand out in my memory at Pitt. Shout out to the great Rocco Miller, guys. If no one covers college hoops better than Rocco, and look, he says, "Good evening, all. Do we have any free throw attempts experts in the house?" Last time a road team got to the line 33 times. Yeah. And the Deeks, kudos to, so Wake Forest shot 33 free throws today in Palo Alto. We took Rocco. We were on Stanford. Wasn't the greatest experience for us Stanford bettors seeing Wake Forest at the free throw line the entire fucking game. Really, I don't even know that I watched any basketball played besides just guys at the free throw line shooting. But yeah, I would love to know the last time a road team got that many free throws. I know we had that Alabama game earlier this year that was just what it was like 80 free throws, right? Was that Alabama Oklahoma? What game was that? You remember? You know what I'm talking about? It was like there was an SEC game with just a shit ton of free throws this year. Was that
Alabama A&M? It was like a 9 o'clock Saturday.
Oh, Alabama, Texas A&M. You're right. I thought you meant Alabama A&M, like the Bulldogs.
No.
Okay.
Alabama, Texas. Well, and then whatever game St. John's is going to play in, because they just foul the fuck out of you and then can't make a shot, get a rebound, then get fouled. So the Big East are 2.5-hour games, 3-hour games, and so is the SEC. Unbelievable
stuff. Shout out to Rocco, folks. Give him a follow on Twitter. Just search Rocco Miller. You'll see him. He's fucking great. Yeah.
Hey, real quick, back to Jamie. Remember when we said TCU has by far the worst roster in the league? They're 5-6 in league play. Like that guy,
he can coach. He can coach, man.
A fucking great coach. And when his teams suck, he'll find a way to get that thing. Don't win like 9 or 10 league games somehow.
And he did that at Pitt a couple years at Pitt, where I remember thinking like they got no one on this team that could score the ball in a gym by themselves. But you know what? They play just great. He gets the maximum out of his teams, man. They play great defense, and to me, like he can stretch that. Like to me, they're not a contender to make the NCAA tournament, but like they can fuck you up if you don't bring your A game. His teams have a knack of doing that over the years.
I'm glad he's at TCU instead of Pitt. I'll say that. Like he's a damn good coach, and he had that one team at Pitt that should have fucking got to, like, with Blair and Fields.
Yeah. Was that the Scotty Reynolds game winner?
Scotty Reynolds, Villanova. Thank God.
Man.
Thank God.
God. Dude.
Still 0 Final Four.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. That game. Yeah. Herndon High School representative. Unbelievable right there. What went on next? And shout out to Avetta. Appreciate that. Southern Illinois beats Evansville by 9. Didn't touch this game, but I think you were on this one, right? You took the Salukis, right?
I did. I like my Salukis. I like Scott Nagy. I think he's a good coach. First year guy, another first year guy whose team is playing good basketball in February.
Yeah. They are playing. They're playing a lot better than early in the year. Another one, dude. You fucked me up on these lock battles today. Because Michael Crichton, the Blue Jays of Creighton, down the stretch, they didn't need no banked in game winners from the corner. Cockbrenner just went off. 35 points, 12 boards, 3 steals. What?
Yes.
It's a fucking Akeem Olajuwon. 2 blocks as they go into the dunk. And Providence, man, you got to wonder, is Providence going to have a winning record? We know they're not going to the tournament, but are they going to have a winning record?
Shit, let's pull it up right now. 11-12? No.
I mean, they're at Butler, home to Xavier, home to Nova, at Georgetown, at Marquette, home to UConn, home to DePaul, and at Xavier again, or the second into the Xavier matchup. But this is I know Bryce Hopkins. They're going to say he was out for the year, which he was. We came back for a game.
That gives you another year to figure it out, but he better get the shit going next year, because to Ed Cooley's point, Ed Cooley left the program in a good spot. They've been to tournament, fan base energized. If he just played Georgetown every game, Kim English would be in the Final Four, but he can't play Ed Cooley every game. So at least he's been able to win that one. Dude, McDermott finds ways to win games too. Because I thought for a minute there, around New Year's Eve, where I'm like,
I thought this was the worst Creighton team in a minute.
So did I.
I was just like, and then Pop I actually think the Pop Isaac's injury helped him though.
Yeah. Yep. They just started playing more through Ashworth and Kalkbrenner, and then other guys stepped up. But I mean, you look up, they've won 8 in a row, and they're 1 game back at St. John's. We're blowing St. John's last night.
I know. Watch them grab this, because they beat the Johnnies by 1 in Omaha. Yeah. I remember watching that game.
Yeah. And
watch them be already. Yeah, watch that. They're going to be the team that wins the Big East. Watch. I talked all that shit about Rick Pitino, and watch, Creighton's going to win this thing.
That was my preseason pick on the preseason episode, but it was because I thought Isaacs would be a good fit. Just unbelievable that you look up and they're 10-2 in league play. So shout out to Creighton. I mean, sweeping Villanova and Providence on the road is not easy. I know that they're down from what they were, but to sweep, nice job.
Yeah. Dude, I should have bet this. I'm so mad at myself here, but it just stunk to me. Rutgers was getting a lot of points at the rack today, 6.5. I know you went on the Illini. I just stayed on the sidelines and watched this game, but I was like 3 minutes into this game on TV, and I was like, fucking Rutgers is going to fuck them up. I could just tell the energy level. I was like, Rutgers wins by 9. Well, guess what? Dylan Harper, he did play. 28 points, 6 boards, 5 assists, 4 steals, 1 block. He matters. So when he's a game time decision for every game, I want this investigated, by the way. He's been a game time decision for like every Rutgers game this year. Your thoughts on your lock? This was not a lock battle, but you locked up the Illini and lost.
Yeah. I fucking fell for the analytics team. Illinois is an analytics darling. Everybody's like, oh, Illinois is a top 10 team, top 5 efficiency, blah, blah, blah. And they do look like, from a raw talent standpoint, they look good. They've been injured, but I mean, they have not put it together in over a month and a half. Can you find it over the last couple weeks? We'll see. They can't make a fucking shot. They were like 2 for 20 from 3 again tonight.
I told you, to me, Underwood's teams get worse as the season goes along. Like in November and December, I love them.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe at like Stephen F, you could say that was not, but I feel like majority of the teams at Illinois and that one stint in Stillwater, I feel like as the season progressed, I was like, man, they're getting worse.
Yeah. It just, I don't know. They look the part. When you watch them, you're like, oh man, this team's kind of fucking good. I mean, they got size. The big fella, I think he's really good, and the other part's Boswell, but I don't know. They kind of have not played well since what? The fucking Missouri game? Is that the last time? Or no, when they beat Oregon in Eugene by a zillion points.
Yeah, that was I mean, I bet.
Or Indiana.
I bet Oregon that game.
When they got Mike Woodson fired.
That's a good point. I forgot about that game. About that game. Yeah. That's our last good win. Next up, we locked this up. This was, I think, one of we had 2 extremely sharp plays tonight. I think this was one of them. Marshall money line against Arkansas State. You don't just go into Huntington, West Virginia, to the Cam Henderson Center and catch that dog. Marshall at home is the only thing you can trust in the Sun Belt. All right, that needs to be a T-shirt. Marshall at home is the only thing you can trust in the fucking Sun Belt. Huge win. They were down 6 at halftime too.
Yeah,
huge fucking win.
How much are they back of Ark State now? Are they 1 back?
They came in, I think, in 5th or 6th. But that's 1 game back. Yeah,
exactly. Ark State, solo possession, first place, 9-3, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams at 8-4. Troy, South Alabama, JMU, App State, Marshall. Then you have ODU at 7-5.
But here's the thing: Marshall has to go on the road. They have like 4 road games left out of 6.
This is the dumbest league to have the double and triple buy-in because the teams aren't any different.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not even like it's Gonzaga and St. Mary's in the WCC. These teams are all the same. Why is there a double?
Yeah, who concocted this? Being like, you know what, we're gonna do 5 buys, and then you're gonna have your like 10 and 11. Like, I mean, I know we kind of like Arkansas State, but what do you think the seeding of the championship game will be?
Well, Ark State is Alabama of the Sun Belt. Hodgson, he's a Nate Oates guy, so they're high variance. Let's go. Southern Miss could make it. You never know with that fucking team.
Wait. The Sun Belt doesn't do all their teams in it, right?
I think that they do. I think that's why
they still. I thought they adjusted that shit though.
This is going to be the 6 seed versus the 9 seed.
Hold on, I gotta. I'm pulling up the bracket.
That is Marshall versus Southern Miss in the conference USA.
Dude, I mean,
is anybody gonna be surprised if we get or South Alabama as the 5 seed versus Georgia State as the 10 seed? I mean,
yeah. Hold on. So I have this bracket right now. Let me see if I can share this fucking screen right now. This is just hilarious.
This is a stupid ass league.
I mean, they're protecting these teams that don't deserve to be protected. That's the best way to phrase it, right?
Who are they protecting? The leaders at 9-3, and you got 6 teams 1 game back of them.
Look at this shit. Look at this fucking shit.
Get that comment off. Hold on. There we go.
I mean, so what? The 1 seed has. I mean, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. I guarantee you. So let's say Arkansas State. So they're gonna get. I mean, who knows who the fuck they're gonna get? It could honestly be the 13th seed.
This tournament starts tomorrow, so that we can get all these games in. What if there's a fucking hurricane? We might have to fucking push.
This is such a stupid setup. Everyone should be fired involved with this. I can't. You're right though. In the WCC, it actually makes sense because Gonzaga and St. Mary's and San Francisco have been so good for so long that they want to protect them.
Yeah.
Here, it makes no sense. Just absolute no sense. None of these teams are. It's going to be so funny when they get 5 buys and then they lose to fucking Old Dominion as a 9 seed or a 10 seed. It's just the dumbest shit I've ever heard of.
Hey. That version of Georgia State tonight in the 11 seed has got a champion written all over it in that bottom left-hand corner.
Oh, I mean, I'm curious if they're going to post those, like when we get those odds and how deep they go, because you're going to be able to get great value on some of these dogs. I guarantee you that. How many times? I don't have it in front of me. We need Bieniek here. I would love to know how many times the 1 seed wins the Sun Belt over the past decade. I don't think it's often. Maybe
twice out of 10. Maybe.
Yeah.
You ready for this Georgia State path right here? They're the 11 seed. They're going to beat Coastal, the 14 seed. Then they're going to get Georgia Southern. They can beat them. Then they're going to play the 7 seed, ODU. That'll be a toss-up. They can beat them. Then they get Marshall away from Huntington. Okay, they
win. They just won at Huntington. They're one of the teams that won at Huntington.
And then they get South Alabama, the 3 seed. They can beat them. And then they get a crack at Troy. Why not? They've already won 5 in a row. Then they get they won't get Ark State. Then they'll get Texas State, who will be like the 8 seed, and they'll knock off
Arkansas State.
It will have a nice Georgia State, Texas State championship bucket.
Who the fuck put this together? I need to go to Sunbelt Media Days next year because I want to ask these questions. I've been going to the wrong media days. I need to go to the Sunbelt Media Days and ask these questions.
This is in Pensacola. Oh man, this would be a fun one to go to. We need to put this on our bucket list. I mean, go down there and
stay in Destin, hop on over.
Get drunk at the Panhandle, watch all these fucking. Just be like, hey, does anybody got an updated bracket? Do we carry the 1 here? What the fuck is this?
Unbelievable bracket, just unbelievable. I can't believe this is real. Anyway, folks. Wait, no, this will be for a second. We got to recap some more games. This is what happens when Bieniek's not here. I'm just recapping all these games. We're an hour and a half in, folks. I do want to tell you though that the college basketball experience is brought to you by Edge Boost. Yes, SGPN's partnered up with Edge Boost, the premier Visa debit card for bettors. And look, Edge Boost card, that thing allows you to avoid the hassle of having your card denied at the sportsbook, DFS site, sweepstakes site, racetrack, or casino. It's a big deal. I will tell you a true story. I had my card declined buying a girl a Slurpee back in the day. No bullshit. I went and got a Slurpee when I was like 17 to, somewhere around there. I went out and I had my fucking card decline on 2 fucking Slurpees from 7-Eleven. And then she fronted the bill, but it's not a great feeling. This is the old quarterback sneak. All right. This is the old quarterback sneak here. An Edge Boost card allows you to avoid that hassle. All right. And look, plus you can earn up to $750 per month in cashback rewards for using your Edge Boost card. So yeah. And you look, your money's safe. It's FDIC insured. And the best part is no credit checks and it's completely free. Sign up today and use that promo code SGPN so you get better cashback rewards and instant tier 2 status. I can tell you this, after my card declined, I deserve instant tier 2 status because I still closed the deal. However, you can get it right here without having to have that humiliating experience. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, look, Super Bowl is this Sunday and Underdog has you covered. New customers get a Travis Kelce free pick if they sign up before the game. Plus, Underdog's site-wide no-sweat entry token is now live. You can cash in on your Underdog entry or get bonus credit in return. So sign up, and when you do, sign up with the promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. Yeah, I avoid the Slurpees. They make, I get like, I start sweating when I see the Slurpee machine going round and round. You know, you gotta stay away from that. You gotta stay away from that. You
have brain freeze.
Oh yeah. I had the legit brain freeze when my card declined. All right. Hadn't even gone to the Slurpee yet. I was like, no fucking way. No fucking way.
I just tweeted that graphic on Twitter. I said, no Noah Bieniek tonight. So we're 90 minutes into this episode at 3:00 in the morning, breaking down the 11 seed 7-game path to Sun Belt.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like Noah, as much as we give him shit, he's good for structure. He's good for structure because we just sit here and we could talk about anything here. Georgia 81, LSU 62. I'm glad I stayed off this. I'm not sure if you went on this or not.
LSU sucks. They can't win 7 games in 7 days. It's a good thing they're not in the Sun Belt.
Yeah, and then Colorado. Fuck you, Colorado. You came all the way back to tie this thing up. You fucking losers. God, they lose by 13 after coming all the way back and tying this thing up.
Maybe they should have stayed in the Pac-12. They haven't won a Big 12 game yet. Back in the reunion. Come on,
they're fucking terrible, man.
Hey,
they let their whole team walk.
Yeah,
I knew they're gonna be terrible this year.
Utah's quietly almost at 500 in the league. They've done a good job of like winning the shit games that they're supposed to.
Shout out to Rob Donalds to give me $10 for my next Slurpee. And I think I lied to you. I think I lied to you also. I was not 17. I was like 21 or 22. And you know the reason why my card declined is a car payment went through. A car payment went through. I remember it exactly now. But I did have 2 Slurpees in my hand. And my card did decline. True story. But what happened, why it because most of the times they'll let you go into the red. But I had like a gigantic car payment go through and it just blocked me from the next transaction. So I did lie to you. I was not 17. I was 22. I know exactly where the fucking 7-Eleven. I could show you the 7-Eleven. I know exactly that thing is like, that's like D-Day for me. I just remember exactly, like, you know exactly where you were. Right. Unbelievable. Shout out to Rob Donaldson. I appreciate it.
You're like, hold on. I forgot my wallet in the car. You're searching for all those quarters.
Dude, I mean, luckily she stepped right up. Didn't even have to get there. Cause she was inside the 7-Eleven. We didn't drive there. We walked there. It was right across the street from my apartment.
And you're
right.
Screwed. Yeah.
But she stepped right up and was like, I got this. Thank you. I'm still grateful for that experience.
You might be watching tonight. You never know.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean my thank yous. When I say thank you, I say thank you. Villanova 59, DePaul 49.
I locked Villanova. DePaul's nice. So bad when they win one game.
49 at home? Come on, DePaul. Nice play. I didn't bet this, but Mac bet Nova. I didn't. The juice. It just kind of happened. It wasn't like we planned a Slurpee experience. I lived right across the street from it. There might have been some herbal essence involved. And then we just decided, hey, let's go get a fucking Slurpee.
Yeah.
And yeah. So yeah, that happened to me.
Silver Ball tonight we are later because of me. I walked in the door at 1:15 and then we went right into the show. He went to
the Radford game, High Point game.
3-hour drive, right in from the game, and boom, right to live.
Yeah.
Yes, vampires here.
Shout out to Robot Glock. Give me $10 for the pint of Pop Off. There we go. This is our best play of the night, though. I mean, look, it's either Marshall or it's this because we gave this away. Arkansas money line. Bieniek. This was a lock battle win for me and you. Bieniek, you're hiding. You're hiding, you pile of shit. All right. Arkansas on the money line. We're all over this.
Fucking killed him.
Oh, yeah. Get this Texas bullshit out of here.
Hey,
Get this Texas bullshit out of here.
is Arkansas better than Kentucky?
Yes, they are. They are.
What a difference a week makes. The Kentucky fans are on suicide watch now that Calipari is back from the dead.
Now, what's the upcoming schedule? Can he get this team? There's no way.
They're getting to the dance because ratings wise, they're going to be invaded. You can bank on that,
dude. They're home to Bama and LSU. They could win those fucking games, dude.
Yeah,
they could in Fayetteville. They could win those games.
Yep. This is back-to-back quad one wins. They've already got a win against Michigan too.
Well, you know what? Darnell Davis is playing a lot better too
because Boogie Flan's hurt.
Yeah,
they had too many cooks in the kitchen. They got things figured out. They like these teams that have talent. It takes a minute, I guess. I don't know. Them, K-State. Who else were we talking about tonight? Butler. I mean, they look good on paper, and it's just taking them. Arkansas. I'm just gonna keep betting Arkansas this month.
Yeah, no, I think I'm with you. And this game, we picked this correctly. I can't believe they won on the money line. Belmont goes in to Peoria, covers the 7.5, wins outright. And honestly, Bradley dressed it up a little bit. Huge win for the Bruins. What's going on with Bradley, man?
Bradley's been a disappointment for sure. I mean, they were supposed to run away with this fucking league.
Rob Donaldson saying he'd pay $250 for the copy of my pilot. I do not have a copy of it. I shit you not. I shit you not. I do have the director's phone number. I'm sure. I'm hoping he has a copy of it. I don't want to say I'm sure because, he likes his cocktails too. But huge win there for Belmont. SMU, Virginia Tech, saved by the fucking hook. Dude, the money line was live here. The money line was fucking live here.
I thought about doing a double header if there was an hour in between the games, because Virginia Tech and Radford are right next to each other. I was like, yeah, I could go over and see Virginia Tech. How was the crowd? I didn't get a chance to see it. Was there anybody there?
Not really.
I joked. I was like, I probably could just walk in. Nobody's gonna fucking
not what it once was.
Yeah.
But shout out to the Mustangs for getting that win.
They're gonna make the tournament. Watch.
I was about to say that SMU is gonna make the NCAA tournament.
They're the king of
in year one of the ACC. Hold on. So we have Houston joined the Big 12, won the thing last year, right?
This one's phony though.
I know, but it's still hilarious as an ECU fan.
Yeah,
it's in the AAC. UConn won a natty in the AAC. They joined the Big East. They're winning natties again, right? We give you SMU to the ACC rich basketball conference, and this team is cruising, man. I don't think they're that good, but they're cruising. They won 8 of the last 9.
Yeah. Look at their next 2 games. We're going to know. We're going to know if they're in or not.
Who's their next 2? Is it
Pitt
Duke?
At home? That's a bubble game. They want to keep jamming Pitt into the bubble.
They could beat both those teams, dude.
They could beat Wake, and then
there's not a clear loss left on the schedule.
And they get Clemson at home too. So 3 out of the next 4: Pitt, Wake, and Clemson. All at home, so at least you have a chance to not beat a slapdick.
You know what's gonna fuck them? That trip to the Bay Area,
and
they're gonna get had in the Bay.
Yeah,
we got the cover there, double lock.
They're losing on Senior Day at Florida State. Leonard send off.
Oh yeah, they could. They could. Half the team suing them. The other half cares about them. So high drama. Nebraska took down Washington. I believe this was a battle between you and Bieniek, right? No. You got swayed. You got swayed.
Yeah, I've initially wanted to take Washington because of the stink, but then I thought about it more, and the travel spot was favoring Actually, Nebraska. Washington sucks. That's a bad team.
Yeah, it's year one. It's year one. But New Mexico, this is the best Pitino team, some say. Richard Pitino team. They drilled Colorado State by 22. The Pit was rocking tonight.
God damn.
Pit was rocking. Great. One of the greatest venues. And then we, as Rocco Miller, shout out to Rocco, had alluded to, Stanford loses by 6. We did a pile of shit on Wake Forest, Stanford. We laid the 1.5. Stanford was flirting with the NCAA tournament too. You know that, right? They were flirting with it, but this is a big loss for them. We'll see if they can jump back on it, but yeah. And then we can always count on the Pussy Pack to fail. Cal gets the win, the cover.
How do you get swept like that?
They just come right in to your conference after you go to the Final Four, and they sweep you. That's why you're the Pussy Pack.
That is so bad.
Unbelievable. Game balls. Where are you going?
How did they even get Cal twice on the schedule? How does that even make sense? Let alone get swept by him. Game ball number 1. Let's go with Arkansas. Back from the dead. Coach Cal's back.
I like it.
Sorry, Kentucky fans.
I think that's the top game ball you could give out today.
Yeah, that was great.
For the second game ball, I don't know. Is that big of an upset? My first thought was Rutgers. Let me go Rutgers.
8-point dogs.
Yeah. I don't understand why they were 8-point dogs with the performance. I guess the Harper news, but yeah, I think Rutgers deserves a game ball. It's a big win against the top 25 opponent at the rack. So game ball. Where are you going with your second one?
I'll go the Norse. They end Cleveland State's 13-game losing streak. They were favored, and they took care of business.
Yeah, no, I like it. Give me George Mason. You held George Washington to 13 points at home in their first half. That deserves a game ball. I know you're favored. I know you didn't cover. I don't give a fuck. 13 points at halftime is some middle league bullshit right there. Not even like, I mean, that's some like, honestly, like, what age did you get past 13 at halftime? I feel like 9, 10, you're past 13 at halftime, right?
Yeah.
That's really bad.
Yeah.
That's really bad. Where are you going with the next game ball?
Well, I'll go to another team that's been fucking dog shit. I'll go Cincinnati, go to the bounce house and potentially revive your season or give yourself a chance to revive your season.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great win. And George Mason, maybe not as valuable of a game ball as the other ones. I just thought 13 points at halftime is just astonishing. And Marshall does make a lot of sense, but I know Marshall will fuck it up when they hit the road. I'm going to the Bruins of Belmont, going into Peoria, which I think over the past decade has been one of the hardest places to win in mid-major basketball. And they win, and they kind of dominated the game. So shout out to the Belmont Bruins. All right. Finally, it only took us an hour and 43 minutes, Bieniek. See what you did to the show. Now I gotta try to fix this shit too. How do I do this again?
I think it's this one, right? Hey, that's why I'm here.
There we go. North Carolina A&T. Yes, they were just involved in a gambling scandal. They're catching 20.5 in Charleston at the TD Arena. Man, I kind of like Charleston at this spot, but part of me is like, don't fade the system of these teams that have been involved in gambling probes. I feel like we should take the 20.5. But I mean, they're a horrible team. Charleston's way better. And the spot of Charleston just, losing at William and Mary and kind of getting crushed at William and Mary. I feel like it would be a wise play to take Charleston, but here I am taking the 20.5 at A&T, and you could talk me into a lock.
Yeah, I'm going to bet A&T. I'll bet the system. Why is this a national TV game? Why is this on CBS Sports?
No idea. No idea. Double lock on these Aggies.
You're going to lose by 12.
Next up, NJIT is in Orono, Maine, taking on the Black Bears. Maine's laying 12.5. I mean, stop it. Technology in New Jersey, it's bad, but it's not that bad. All right. And I know they're 0-12. I know they're 0-12 on the road.
God.
I know that last time they went in there, they only scored 44 points, but they only lost by 13. I think this year's team is slightly better. I'll take NJIT in the points. No bet. No bet.
all that talking not to bet. Yeah, I'm with you. I'll take the points. No bet. Too many.
Albany is in Smithfield, Rhode Island. Take it on Bryant. This is 10.5 now, by the way. What am I missing here? I feel like we got to bet Bryant. I'm sorry. We got to bet Albany.
Yeah. Well,
it's too big of a number.
Who's Bryant got on deck? They don't have the look ahead spot yet, but yeah, I like Albany here. I like Bryant. I think they're the most talented team, but this is a 10-point game. The first meeting, I think Albany is talented enough to stay within this number. I'll take the Great Danes.
I'm with you. Double lock on these Great Danes plus 10.5. And I promised myself, I told myself, hey, relax. Don't bet as many games on these Thursdays that have been fucking you up.
Unload.
The liquor's starting to talk. Next up, we got the Riverhawks in Binghamton, taking on the golf course. Lowell's laying 4.5. I'm starting to buy into this golf course. I think this golf course is not bad. Give me the golf course at home. Give me the points. Sprinkle the fucking money line. No bet though. That's the discipline. That's the discipline. What are you doing here?
Sprinkle the money line. No bet. I'll take a Lowell. No bet. I'm with you. I think it's a good number.
Next up, Mick Ultras. No, Modelo. I'm working with. I had some whiskey in this glass. You know,
it's Bieniek. Bieniek's
I don't do the Ultras. That's Bieniek. The Ultras I'll do if you have to. Like if you're there and that's all you got, then you just okay, right on. Bieniek seeks him out. So this bar. Guess what? They got Ultra on draft. No shit. That's why you're driving 45 minutes to that bar. Wilmington is at Delaware. Wilmington's only laying 5.5. Last time they played a 5-point game, January 14th. A year ago, though. I'm going to lay it.
Yeah. I mean, this is the question. Does it stink? They've won 6 in a row. Delaware's lost 4 in a row.
I'm just not betting it, so I don't really care about the stink here. Give me Wilmington.
Who's Wilmington got on deck? I'll bet Wilmington. I like Wilmington. I think I'm almost going blindly.
Moneyline Mac. Lock it up. The Seahawks of Wilmington. Next up, Towson is on the road at Stony Brook, laying 8.5 against this Seawolf team that we know is kind of a sleeper as conference tournament play approaches.
I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully.
You don't just walk into the Island Federal Credit Union arena. Honestly, they played on January 18th. Towson won by 4.
4-point game.
What was that? I'm going to lay it with Towson.
I was going to say, I'm gonna lock up Towson. That means Towson's gonna fuck them up. They're not gonna go sleepwalking the second time around. Towson by double digits. I'll lock it.
It's a discipline game. I'm not betting this, but Mac locking up Towson. Next up, we jump to Hampton. It's catching 4 at Monmouth in West Long Branch, New Jersey. Hampton won by 8 last time they played, but hey, Monmouth's 5-1 at home this year. I'll lay it. What are you doing here? I see a 3.5 out there too.
Yeah, I'll lay it with Monmouth. Monmouth's been a darling, but the reason I'm not going to bet is because they play a bunch of close games. So I could see this being a back and forth game. But I think Monmouth ultimately wins by 5 or 6.
Sam Houston is hitting the airport, Hangar 5. Miami, Florida taking on Florida International.
This game's going to be awful.
I think if I use the play, I'm going to lay the 1.5.
Battle of the 1 and 8s here, Colby.
No, this is not a bet. This is a discipline game. What are you doing here?
I am going to take the team that I think is less bad. I'll lock up Sam Houston. They had all these extra. I'm going back to the well. Come on, you're going to pick them against FIU. Let's go.
Money line Mac locking up the Bearcats away from the Bear Claw. That's tough. That's tough. Maryland. Ohio, what? 2 teams that have played in the national championship over the past 25 years.
Yeah.
Just sprinkled in the middle of this Thursday slate. Maryland heading to Columbus. Ohio State laying 2.5. I'm going to take Maryland. I don't care. It's stinky.
Do you remember the first time they played? Maryland was up like a zillion.
Yeah. I think Maryland's better. Give me Maryland. No bet.
I'm locking up Ohio State. I think Ohio State gets the revenge here. Maryland, I think they're going to lay an egg here. Revenge Buckeyes.
Money line Mac locking up these Buckeyes. -2.5. I thought about going to this game, but I forgot I had to go to a birthday party. I was prepared to go to this game. Elon is in Bowie's Creek, North Carolina. Campbell's laying 1.5. I can't fade this Campbell team right now. I will lay the 1.5. What are you doing here?
Yeah, both teams red hot. I don't think Campbell has lost since they played Elon on that Monday night. Give me Elon. Give me Elon to sweep him here. I think I like the Phoenix here.
It's a good game. I want to go to it.
That is a fun game.
Sometimes though, you need to find a lock. I know I haven't locked up much, and I apologize to my clientele. Call 1-800-PICK-DUNDEE, but these Thursdays have been brutal. The fucking Long Island Sharks.
They're dogs to Wagner.
And this is a smash fucking play if I've seen one. You know why? We've been out of state, and I don't have the same control. We don't have to say we can get out. We can go out there and get you, but it's a lot of work. Staten Island, very familiar with fucking Staten Island. And let me tell you, the screws may be a little loose when you head to Staten Island, to the Spyro Sports Center. I've known fucking Spyro for years. So let me tell you, this is a rock solid bet. Long Island smash play. Lugas will be rocking tomorrow night again. I know it's been a drought, but we had to recalibrate. Vegas was on to Prairie View, or not Prairie View, I'm sorry, to Valley State, A&T, EMU, but they ain't on to us, baby. All right? We know when to lose. We know how to lose them. But we're back. The microscope's office. And Staten Island's our place. Spent a lot of time in Staten Island. You can go up there and fix the problem or two, if you know what I mean. Tell me you're on board with these fucking Sharks because they're gonna win by double digits.
What side do you think I'm on?
You're making fucking mistakes left and right. When they were in Moon Township, Pennsylvania, or some bullshit like that, it's harder for us to get down there to make the connections with the guys. Here in Staten Island, please.
0-4 since Inauguration Day. The Ponzi scheme is over. Let's go, Wagner.
You're going to eat a pile of shit.
Raunchy investigation.
We got a battle. Dundee on the fucking Long Island Sharks. Mac, I prayed for you. Let's go. You're going to eat shit.
What's the record in conference now?
We're in a perfect spot to win that. We're going to win that conference. UMBC.
6-0. Now 6-4.
We're fine. We're in a great spot. UMBC laid 6.5 in Durham. Durham, New Hampshire, taking on the Wildcats. I've been eating shit on these New Hampshire plays. Give me UMBC. Don't bet this game. In New Hampshire over the past couple weeks, I think they covered for us once, and I got a little greedy. I said, this team's not bad. No, they're bad. What are you doing here?
I'll take New Hampshire, but no thank you on a bet here.
All right, next up, St. Peter's is heading to Albany. Take on the St. Bernards, my darlings. One of my darlings. These New York schools. St. Peter's won this game by 22 the last time they played. That shit ain't gonna fly against Jerry Mack. I'll tell you that right now. I will lay the 4.5. No wager though. That's the discipline. That's the discipline. What are you doing here?
So neither league has listened to us. Not only is the NEC off Friday nights, now the MAAC, they're both playing on Thursday. You fucking idiots. I'm not watching any of the games other than Wagner or Long Island. I'm rooting against Long Island. What the fuck is wrong with this? Because
what if it's something like simple, like their cameraman couldn't work on Friday?
No,
I'm booked on another gig.
Here's what I guarantee it is. They play on Fridays and Sundays. The Super Bowl's on Sunday. But they're such fucking idiots. They play all their games at 1:00. The Super Bowl doesn't start till 6:00. You jack fucks.
I just picture like, you remember the movie Major League? They're like, they call the people to work the camera crew, the production team, and like the producer, and they're like, "Hey, this Friday, how would you like to come out to? We need you at the MVP arena to do this Siena St. Peter's game." And they're like, "I'm sorry, I got some drywall I got to do. Thursday, I'm open. Thursday, you're good for Thursday? All right, let's move this fucking game to Thursday. Who you taking?"
I think I got to take St. Peter's. I mean, has Siena been a 5-point favorite all year? This just got a little too far. I like taking Jerry Mack as an underdog, not as a favorite.
No, Jerry Mack. There's something magical. There's something magical about him.
They're going to win by 3. They'll have a 20-point lead, then they'll blow it, and then they'll win by 3.
Northeastern is heading to Hempstead, New York, to take on the Flying Dutchman of Hofstra.
These teams.
I can guarantee you this. I am not betting this game. But give me Northeastern in the points.
Both teams coming off a loss. Both teams at 4-6. Did they play already this year? No, yeah. Hofstra won 55-37.
37? Oh my God.
Give me Northeastern on the revenge here. Bill Cohen.
Lock?
Yeah, I'll go with my boys. I mean, this is fading Hofstra as a favorite. They're a shit show.
Moneyline Mac locking up the Huskies of Northeastern plus 4.5. Next up, we got Niagara Falls. Going to North Andover, Massachusetts, take on the Warriors of Merrimack. Merrimack's laying 7.5. I'm going to lay it. What are you doing here?
I think I'll lay it. I mean, Merrimack's off a tough weekend there. They kind of got humbled a little bit. I'll lay it.
All right, here we go. Middle Tennessee's heading to Jacksonville, Alabama to take on these Gamecocks, who are currently in first place. Guess what? Middle Tennessee is now in second place, despite none of their fans showing up. You fucking losers. But Middle Tennessee's 4-4 on the road. Jacksonville State's 9-0 at home. And here we are, sitting there with a 1.5 point spread.
Beautiful.
Make it make sense of why it's 1.5, because Jacksonville State's 9-0 at home. Middle Tennessee's had issues on the road. Why the fuck is this game 1.5? Because I want to bet Jacksonville State. I'm going to be honest. I want to dive into that stink. Why?
I'm betting middle. I think Jax State overachieving like crazy here. Winners of 6 in a row, just beat Liberty. They got Western Kentucky on deck. That's Ray Harper's Super Bowl. They fired him. I think Middle Tennessee gets him here. I think they get tripped up here on the Thursday night, and then they come back and beat Western on Saturday at Jax State.
I want to battle you so bad, but the line doesn't make sense. Especially because Middle beat them by 17 2 weeks ago.
I love Ray Harper, but do we think Jax State's going to run away with the fucking league?
The line stinks, man. The line fucking stinks.
Shit show league, man. I'm all over middle.
I'm not. If you would have went in on Jacksonville State, I would have jumped on it. Now I'm staying away. That's the discipline from Thursday Dundee. Moneyline Mac, lock it up. Middle Tennessee. All right. Ryder is heading to Fairfield, Connecticut. Where fucking Sacred Hot is laying 5.5. Ask what you can do for your countrymen. Sacred Heart's won 3 in a row. Ryder's fucking horrible. Why is this line only 5.5? We should take the Bronx plus the 5.5. Your thoughts?
Take the 5.5. I'm with you.
Yeah, no bet. I don't know if you paid attention, but I don't have many bets sitting there at what? I think I'm at 1 wager right now.
Who is G or Q? Is that Quinnipiac?
Yeah.
I thought it said G. I was like, who the fuck is G?
Canisius is catching 16.5 points at the Aqueduct in Hamden, Connecticut. Quinnipiac's laying 16.5 points. They're 8-1 at home. Canisius is 1-9 on the road. You could talk me into a lock here.
On Quinnipiac?
No, on Canisius.
I don't bet the NAA dumbass C on fucking Thursdays. I'm staying away. I ain't watching this shit.
Yeah, give me the points. No bet. Still, I know I put the poor listeners through 2 hours of my shit. And I gave him 1 bet, the Long Island Sharks.
Yeah, what the fuck's
end of the show.
I'm gonna start calling you Bieniek.
Youngstown State's heading into Rochester, Michigan to take on Greg Campy and these Oakland. What were they before? The Pioneers or some shit like that. Yeah. Oakland's laying 4.5.
Is Oakland the side?
I do think it is the side. I'm gonna lay it. No bet.
Me and my Horizon. Oakland just lost a home game. I mean, Youngstown did just shut. Never mind. They just dropped the IU Indy. We're going to get a good spot here. I'll lay with Oakland, but I think it's a 5-6 point game.
Alrighty. Western Kentucky is heading into Kennesaw, Georgia. Kennesaw State's laying 1.5. I'm going to lay the 1.5. No bet.
With the tops. I think I like the tops here. I'm going to bet the tops.
I'm sorry. I have my Thursday discipline.
Let's go. Give me the top.
Moneyline Mac, lock it up. Western Kentucky plus 1.5 in Kennesaw.
I think they're better.
Rob Donaldson, shout out to Rob, giving us $10. He's a client of 1-800-PICK-DUNDEE. He's very disappointed in the lack of bets for Thursday. Well, some of it had to do with the fact I've lost. I honestly, I looked at my Thursday record the past month, and it was more embarrassing than my card declining on those fucking Slurpees. So I'm just gonna go ahead and look. There's some other wagers coming along when the time is right. 1-800-PICK-DUNDEE is giving you one lead pipe lock right now, and that is the fucking Long Island Sharks. The Jacksonville Dolphins are swimming up to DeLon, Florida. Take on these wannabe Dallas Mavericks, Michigan State bullshit. Jacksonville's laying 7.5. And I like Stetson plus the points. No bet. What are you doing here?
Yes, Stetson's good against the Florida teams for whatever reason. Boy, I want to bet Stetson. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, Jacksonville.
Stetson beat him outright though earlier. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
When
was that game?
I believe it was. Oh no. That was last year.
Yeah.
That was last year. Yeah.
I was like,
actually, we should bet Jacksonville.
why? Because they've lost 2 in a row.
Didn't they ruin Jacksonville's season in the tournament last year?
It was a championship game. It was a hell of a game.
I don't know. I'm staying away. It's the discipline. It's that Thursday discipline.
Discipline. I'm on Stetson. I'm taking the points. Let's go.
You're betting it?
Yeah, it's a rivalry, man. A lot of familiarity. Johnny Jones.
Moneyline Mac. Lock it up, Stetson. Next up, I am taking you to my second lock of the night. Mercyhurst is laying 1 at Chicago State. Chicago State is 3-20. They are not winning back-to-back games. Lock Mercyhurst Lake Show. Let's go. This is a smash play. Smash play. See you. Are you coming or what?
No, Chicago State, baby, wagon.
Battle?
No. They did just win one. I can't lock them another one.
Next up, William and Mary is catching 2.5 in Philly.
All right.
Drexel won by 22 last time they played a year ago. I think William and Mary's better, dude.
They are, but I mean, I was at that game. That was a get up spots.
I'm going to take William and Mary. No wager. That's the discipline.
It reeks. Give me Drexel. Lock it up.
Moneyline Mac locking up these Dragons.
More rest. Bill Mary played a hard game on Monday. Drexel had more days off, more time to prepare.
All right, next up, Eastern Kentucky is heading into Fort Myers, Florida to take on Gulf Coast.
This is going to be a fun game.
Eastern Kentucky, I see a 7 out. You can get a 7 out there too. Should I bet this?
Eastern Kentucky?
I think Eastern Kentucky's the side, right?
Yeah. I mean, Gulf Coast is so up and down. I know that they have all of a sudden jumped up into first place, but got North Florida on deck. I think EKU is getting chippy, man.
Let's go. I'll join you on this one.
Yep.
Colonels plus 7 at Gulf Coast.
And to Rob's point, they did get him earlier because I think their pressure bothers Gulf Coast is a shit show.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that they can match them. Temple is heading into Tampa, Florida. Temple's laying 1. Good God. Temple, they're better than South Florida. I will lay the 1. Should we bet this?
Did they just play? Temple, South Florida.
No, they just played ECU. So no.
Betting Temple is a risky proposition.
I'm gonna take Temple -1.
Let's go. They are better.
Like we should bet this. We should bet this game.
Yep. Come on, Mash.
Temple -1. Let's go. All right. See, I got 4 bets now, just like that. Poof. 1-800-PICK Dundee's rolling. Lemoyne is in Easton, Pennsylvania, taking on St. Francis. The Red Flash. Lemoyne won by 16 the last time they played a year ago. Revenge is on the mind. Give me St. Francis -3. No bet. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'll take St. Francis. No bet.
Iona is in Emmitsburg, Maryland, taking on Mount St. Mary's. Mount St. Mary's laying 1.5.
Ooh. Give me
fuck Iona. Give me the Mount. No bet.
You bet? I'll throw 1 MAAC. Let's go. Give me Iona. I'll fade the Mount off that clear.
One alive, Mac. Get up the Gales. All right. Marist is in Fairfield, Connecticut, taking on the Stags of Fairfield. Only a 4.5 spread, huh? Why is it? You know why? Because Fairfield is going to win this game outright. It's a 10-point game 3 weeks ago. Why the fuck is this spread so low? Fairfield's lost 3 straight.
Marist is in first.
It's a lock. Fairfield +4.5. Sprinkle that fucking, what is it? +185. Clark loves the under 131.5. What are you doing here, Mac?
I like Fairfield, but no bet. Dude, this should have been a Friday night game. It would have been lit in there.
Yeah. SEMO is in Moorhead, Kentucky, taking on Moorhead State. Moorhead State's laying 2.5. Lay it. No bet.
This is a big game. This is for first place. I think you are right. I think Moorhead is the side here over SEMO.
They're 9-1 at home, actually. Should we bet this? Actually, the more I think about it.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go Moorhead.
Yeah, lay the 2.5. Moorhead State. Double lock there. Montana State is in Flagstaff, Arizona. Give me Montana State with the 1 point. You can keep that 1 point. Just take Montana State money line. What are you doing here?
Big Sky, baby, Thursday night. Yeah, I like Montana State. I think that fucking Northern Arizona. That's a fraudulent team. You bet that?
No, you don't want me to bet that game.
It's a fringe lock for me. They're way better.
You don't want me to bet that game. Western Illinois is in Nashville, taking on Tennessee State. Tennessee State laying 8.5 points.
Isn't Tennessee State won like 3 in a row, 5 in a row?
No, they lost in overtime to SEMO the other day.
They're laying 8. Take the points.
I'm actually going to lay it.
Ooh.
Going to lay it. No bet.
I'm on the points.
Fair Dick is in New Britain, Connecticut, taking on Central Connecticut State. Look at this old logo, just fire. YouTube.com/the college experience. This is way too many fucking points. We should probably bet Fair Dick.
I'm not touching the Blue Devils, man. They're rolling.
I'll take Fair Dick in the points then. No bet.
You hate the Blue Devils because of Long Island.
Well, they split. It's not like they're sitting over there like some old fucking dream team fucking team. You know, they're going to lose again when the tournament starts if they're man enough to meet us in the 6-sided Ring of Fire.
They're going to run away from the tournament because of LIU.
They might. It's Britain. You know what I mean? Are you taking Fair Dick in the points?
No, I'll lay it. No bet, though.
Okay.
It is a lot. You are right on that.
Bellarmine is in Jacksonville, Florida, taking on.
Okay.
We should bet Bellarmine.
Have they won yet? No, they still have.
We gotta bet Bellarmine here.
I mean, Jesus Christ, Bellarmine. When are you going to win one of these?
This is it. This is it. 11, 10.5. Search around. Bellarmine double lock. They've been cashing for us lately.
They have been good on the Thursday games. Yeah. And actually, I think they've covered like 3 or 4 in a row. You said you were showing discipline, and you go, Bellarmine.
Yeah. Okay. The discipline's getting a little crazy. I've bet like 5 of. Look, it's. I'm not gonna have 35 fucking wagers on these Thursdays. They keep fucking me up.
Hey, I'm gonna add a bet because I know you didn't bet them. You sold me because if you had bet them, I would have been a little scared. I'm betting Montana State against fucking Northern Carolina.
See, and I'm being kind to you.
Yeah.
I'm being kind to you right now. Moneyline Mac locking up Montana State. Next up, North Dakota State's in Kansas City, where UMKC's hopping around to another fucking loss. What are they doing here? 7 straight losses for UMKC. They're still only getting 2.5. Give me UMKC to beat North Dakota State tomorrow. Should we bet this?
Are we worried that the Bison are off a 2-game losing streak, though?
All right, let's stay away.
I mean, I think you are right in terms of like, I can't believe Kansas City's in last place in this league because I actually
can't believe that either.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
What was the first game? 7-point game. I think I do want to bet UMKC the more I think about it.
We should.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
Let's go.
This is a ridiculous losing.
UMKC plus 2.5. Double lock. Next up, La Tech is getting 7.5 points at the Falwell Jerk-Off Festival there in Lynchburg, Virginia, taking on the Flaming Libs. The Libs are laying 7. And I mean, does this stink to you a little bit?
A little bit, but Liberty off a loss, Liberty back at home. I think I'm going to lay it.
I'm laying it because of the stink.
Yeah, I think the line's selling. I'll bet Liberty, man.
I'm going to stay away, but Moneyline Mac, locking up the Flaming Libs.
Everybody will want to take a lot of that.
All right, here's a smash play for us. Montana's getting 6.5 at Northern Colorado. Fuck you. Give me Montana. Sprinkle the money line. Sprinkle the fucking money line. What are you doing here?
I agree with you because we got Northern Colorado had to play an extra game this week on the road, coming back home. Montana's good. I think this is going to be a slugfest. And they got drilled by Northern Colorado the first game. Yeah, Montana, let's go.
Double lock on the Grizz. Top 2 teams in the Big Sky, by the way, going at it.
I love, actually, more and more I look at it, I love Montana.
I had that one circled from the start, man. But then again, I had Stanford circled from the start tonight. St. Thomas is catching 4.5 in Brookings, South Dakota against these Jackrabbits.
Sorry, Tommies.
I know. We got to bet South Dakota State, dude.
Yeah. Tommies.
Jackrabbits minus 4.5. Double lock.
You're going to fade them off the fucking national TV game where they got the spotlight. I mean, yeah, we gotta fade them here. Let's go Jackrabbits. Revenge.
UT Arlington's catching 6.5 at Utah Valley here. I'm gonna take Valley, and I actually think we should bet Valley.
Ooh, I like Arlington.
Valley just got destroyed by Grand Canyon.
But they just played 2 weeks ago, and it was an overtime game. And Arlington
in Texas,
Arlington gave them the game. I think Valley's finally coming back to the pack a little bit. We can battle here.
We will battle here because guess what? Utah Valley hasn't lost at home. So I'm just going to take that altitude. Dundee on the Wolverines at UV. Mac on UTA. right, next up, North Dakota's in Omaha. In a classic game, a kick the can going on potentially after the game. I'll lay it with Omaha. No bet. What are you doing here?
This line fucking stinks. They're winning all these games and they're only laying 5 against North Dakota. Give me the points, no bet.
Little Cock is heading to Evansville, Indiana to take on the Screaming Eagles. This is a great spot for these Screaming Eagles. Don't bet it because they burned me. But give me the Screaming Eagles plus the 3.5.
Yeah, I do like the home dog here with Southern Indiana. They've been so good to us. I'll bet it. I'm a sucker for Southern Indiana, man. That's my team.
All right, you sandbagging son of a bitch. Double lock on Southern Indiana.
They're chippy at home, man. They're going to win the game outright. Fucking Little Rock's counterfeit.
All right, next up. SIU Edwardsville's in Cookeville, Tennessee, taking on Tennessee Tech. Wrong team favorite. Give me Evansville or Edwardsville. No lock.
Yeah, this is a good game too. I mean, we got 2 teams in the top half of the league. Give me Tech. Give me Tech here. They're 2 game back. I think this is gonna be a good one.
Lindenwood Penitentiary is catching 6.5 at Martin. Well, I mean,
I want this pilot. It's a matter of national security.
Hear me out here. UT Martin's lost 4 straight.
And they're laying this big a number.
What? We should bet Martin.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are they getting ready to fuck them up?
I mean, Lindenwood has more wins on the season too. Does this make any sense to you?
Martin does pass the eye test more, to your point. Lindenwood's terrible. Yeah, let's go.
Double lock, UT Martin. Minus the points. Starting to get carried away. I need to dial it back.
Keep going.
It's tough because when I see this line, Gardner Webb catching 6.5 in Asheville. I say, wait, 2 Carolina schools on the western side of the state going at it. You know, Asheville is in first place and coming off of a gigantic win against Radford.
Who do they have on Saturday too?
Is it High Point?
High Point. G Webb gonna get him here.
G Webb's just been so bad on the road. I'm taking G Webb. No bet, and that is the discipline. When you dial 1-800-PICK-DUNDEE, you're locking this?
Oh yeah, I love the spot. They're ready for that point.
Moneyline Mac locking up these running Bulldogs. Next up, we got South Dakota heading into Denver. What is this line? The Coyotes are laying 2.5. I will blindly lay it, but I don't know. This Denver team is showing some fight. No bet. No bet. No bet. What are you doing here?
Bieniek, where are you? Should I bet Denver?
Well, he faded them last time, and I believe it was you that hit with Denver. So
yeah,
listen to yourself.
South Dakota's off the Omaha win. Yeah, I'm on Denver. Let's go.
You're locking it?
Yeah. Denver's back at home.
Moneyline Mac, lock it up. The Pioneers of Denver. We're almost through this. All right, we're getting there.
We're almost at your favorite part, the Big West.
Portland State, Idaho, in Moscow. Idaho's laying 1.5. I will lay it. No bet. That's a discipline. That's a discipline.
Who is betting?
No bet. I'm gonna start doing this every time. No bet.
Give me Idaho. Give me Idaho. Idaho at home. Give me the potatoes.
Next up, St. Mary's heading to the Dons of San Francisco. Game of the day.
Okay, here we go.
I'm into. Fuck you, St. Mary's. San Francisco's winning this one.
Yeah.
Give me the 5.5. Sprinkle that fucking money line. Double lock.
One quick last check. Where's this game at?
That's a good point.
Let's just confirm if it's on campus.
War Memorial Center.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I love the Dons here.
They're 14-0 at home here.
Yeah. Yep. And they just played St. Mary's and got embarrassed. Yeah, let's go.
Shout out to Caleb. There's a 6.5 out there. Double lock on these Dons. Where's that at, good sir? Where's that 6.5 at? Give me that 6.5. Next up, Abilene Christian is heading to St. George, Utah. No bet. Dixie State's laying 1.
What is this line?
Give me Abilene Christian. No bet.
This is taking the wacky whack to a whole new level here. Give me Abilene to win by 1. I'll take the point.
LMU, Loyola Marymount. Kimball's alma mater, heading to the Kennel. Zaga's laying 21.5 points. They did win in LA against LMU by 28 on January 4th.
Lay it.
I'll lay it.
Ever since Loyola got them that one time, they go out of their way to fuck them up.
Yeah.
I made bet. Yeah, I'm betting them. They're off a lot. They're gonna kill Loyola again. They are dare you to take
Moneyline Mac, lock it up, Gonzaga. No bet for Dundee. Next up, Sac State. Oh, get the fuck out of here.
What?
They're catching 8.5 in Cheney, Washington.
Munson's like 8.5.
We got to take Sac State here.
Fuck yes.
We got to take Sac State here.
Fuck is Munson?
Double lock on Sac State. I can't even spell Sac Sate. Sac Sate. They don't deserve to be. I mean, they're 1-9 on the road, so who cares if we misspell their name? Santa Barbara is in Bakersfield, California. You know, a lot of people dialed 1-800 Dundee today, and they said, Dundee, you're a Big West specialist. Of course, you're just getting my recording, so I couldn't answer. But Bakersfield's winning this fucking game. On that fucked up court.
Fucked up court.
I think Bakersfield's the play. Is
the line so too?
They've lost 3 straight. I think they're capable of winning this thing. And I mean,
here's another angle too for it. Who's a team you like to fade as a favorite out of the favorites in the Big West? Mine's Santa Barbara. I don't like Santa Barbara.
Yeah, the only thing is, God damn, they historically fuck them up though. It's the only thing that has me hesitating on this wager is Santa Barbara's dominance over Bakersfield. Maybe we stay away. Maybe I got ahead of myself. This is the discipline. No bet. What are you doing here?
I like a Bakersfield. Think they're gonna win.
Moneyline Mac, lock it up, Bakersfield. Christopher, what is in Bakersfield? I've done stand up there before, and meth. Meth would be that answer.
Meth.
Downtown Bakersfield was booming in like the 60s or 70s. No one's moved there since, and it shows when you ease on into town. Santa Clara is in Portland, Oregon. These Pilots catching 13.5. I'm taking the 13.5. You could talk me into potentially betting on them.
I'm going to take the points. I don't know if I want to bet Portland.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't know.
UC Riverside.
It didn't pop the eye.
UC Riverside is in San Diego taking on these Tritons. As a Big West specialist, I did see
Big game
the
Saturday.
first matchup. Riverside won by 4. You don't just walk into the Lion Tree and get a dub. I think we should take UC San Diego here, and I think we should lay that 11.5.
I like Riverside, man. UC San Diego's got the rematch game of the year on deck too. I know they got picked off by Riverside. I think Riverside might just be a bad matchup for them.
I'll battle you.
Let's go. Give me Riverside.
We got a battle. Dundee on the Tritons. Mac on the Highlanders. All right, next up. Southern Utah is in Riverside, California, taking on Baptist. Your boys. Baptist laying a ridiculous 12.5. Give me the Thunderbirds. What is this number?
Southern Utah is really bad.
They almost won the other night. I watched it. I bet them. Or no, I didn't bet them. I almost bet them. And then I watched them almost win.
Yeah, I'll take Southern Utah, but
Yeah. No bad.
Cal Baptist is good at blowing out the fucking shit teams.
Fullerton is in Northridge taking on the Matadors. Matadors are laying 16.5. Well, I mean, that speaks wonders of this fucking program. Lay it. I think it's at 15.5 now. No bet, but lay it.
Take the points, no bet. They're terrible.
UC Davis is laying 3.5 at the Pyramid Scheme. Long Beach State.
Long Beach.
Give me Davis.
Davis had some tough games last week. Give me Long Beach here. As a short dog.
You betting it?
I think I am. I think they're due to pick off one of these. And Jim Les and company, they've been a little bit inconsistent. I think Long Beach can pick them off here.
Money line Mac taking the Dirtbags plus 3.5 at home at the Pyramid.
Dirtbags.
Here's the play, buddy, that I've been waiting for all night. Because our boys in San Luis Obispo are beating Hawaii tomorrow on the money line plus 125. Cal Poly is beating Hawaii. Mega Whale play of the day. Maybe if you dial 1-800-PICK-DUNDEE and wait. You got to wait, though. If you don't hear anybody in the first 15 minutes, wait a little longer. You're with me on this, right?
Yeah, I love Cal Poly. I'm buying into their coach. I think they play hard for him. I think they went out right.
Yo, double lock on Cal Poly. All right. Tarleton State's catching 8.5 points at the Crack House.
What
lock. Give me Tarleton State plus 8.5. Double lock?
Yes, they keep just loving fucking Seattle.
Oh yeah. Sprinkle the money line. San Diego. Is that Pacific? Pacific's laying 3.5. Let's keep this train going. I will lay 3.5 with Pacific. What are you doing here?
Another first-year head coach. I'll buy into it. Lavin's team is fucking quick.
Double lock on these Tigers. I got the heart of Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Final play of the day. Pack 2 till I die. Wazoo in Corvallis. Oregon State laying 7. I see 7.5 right now. Oh man. Is Washington State going to win this game?
I like Oregon State.
I think they're way better, but I just feel like the fact that they do play each other every fucking year, I just think there's a element to that. But
have they not played this year?
Nope.
I'll lock up the Bees late window. I think the line's telling. I think Wazoo's got some issues. Can't guard anybody.
I'll take Wazoo in the points. No bet. No bet. Mac locking up the Beavers -7.5. There's still a 7 out there too. You could get a 7.
Yeah.
All right. Best plays of the night. I know I didn't have that many, but my 5 will be the Long Island fucking Sharks.
How are they in there?
Cal Poly. Tarleton. Montana. And I think it's UT Martin. Those are the top 5. Fire.
Hilarious. Ohio State over Maryland in Columbus, revenge game there. I loved the Jackrabbits against the Tommies. Getting them at a great spot here. Love Montana against Northern Colorado in the Big Sky. I think that's going to be a great game. Love San Fran against St. Mary's, catching them in a good spot here. And the final one, Gardner-Webb against Asheville.
Woo!
I think they're live to win that game. All right.
Hey, Rob, I said Cal Poly. What are you talking about? I said Cal Poly.
I love Cal Poly too.
Yeah. Folks, give Moneyline Mac a follow on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter, the Colby D. Noah Bieniek is not here, but he's on Twitter at Noah B77_, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, go over there. Let him know that he's missed. The college basketball experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN, and then also YouTube.com/the college experience. Hit that like and subscribe button. That is the least amount of games, and especially on a Thursday, that I've bet. And that is the discipline. And that's why I want you to know that when I lose, I also know my clientele loses. That's why we have the discipline. This is discipline week for Thursday. Expect these moving forward until we have smash nights on Thursdays. Dial 1-800-PICK-DUNDEE. You might even get a special play. Till next time, folks. Check out the college baseball experience. Big 10 previews happening tomorrow. They have together 3 conferences, power conferences out. Season starts February 14th, and the college football experience will be breaking down every single schedule release in the coming week. So check it all out. Yeah. Check out the Sports Gambling Podcast for all your Super Bowl shit, and the Bottom Line Bombs podcast. Don't forget about the Ryan and Rush show. All right. Till next time, folks. This is the college basketball experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Yeah, it's got me thinking about the good shit the minute that I seen your grill again. It made me good trip, good dog to mine back like dog but wine there. Man, I didn't get mad when you near me hit the can back, but the comings on was strong. Now my shit's coming along, you know the song. The truth is I'm pretty much on fire again. It's heating up for real, I'm alive again. And that's the attraction factor. Vancouver, Michigan with my rap disaster. Yeah, you know you want it how you want it. No need to trip cause I got it, doggone it. It's all yours and the extras too. All the super music and the sex for hope. Just get it straight cause you caught me in a good mood. Let me demonstrate what this time of year could do. Sing it.